Today's game, here's the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
And a very pleasant good evening to you, and welcome to Salt Lake Bees baseball on another clear, windy, hot evening here in Tucson, Arizona. The Bees wrap up their four-game series with the Sidewinders. Steve Klauke with you on a brilliant night for baseball here in Tucson. Bees trying to salvage the final game of the series and avoid being swept for the first time in 2006. The Sidewinders, with rallies in their last at-bat on Thursday and Friday for wins. Last night they dominated from the outset and defeated the Bees by a score of 6-1. As the Bees just unable to get anything going offensively against the quartet of Tucson pitchers, Mike Bassick, Mike Kopla, Randy Shope, and Tony Pena. Meanwhile, the Sidewinders were led by Stephen Drew, the first-round draft pick of a couple of years ago, went 4 for 5 with a run scored. 4 other players drove in runs for the Sidewinders, who have now won all 7 games so far on this homestand and now have the best record in the PCL at 38-25, 2.5 games up on second place Las Vegas when play began today. Sacramento 6.5 back. Fresno trailed by 12.5. Despite the woes on this trip of late, the Bees still with a 2.5 game lead over Portland, and the Beavers lost earlier today 2-1 at Sacramento. Tacoma won today, so they're 3.5 back. And Colorado Springs lost. They're now, at this moment, 8.5 games behind the Salt Lake Bees. As again, they'll try to turn things around and salvage the final game. Not only would they snap the losing streak at 3 and pick up at least one win here in Tucson, it would give them a break-even road trip at 4-4. The pitching matchup for tonight's game for the Bees, it'll be right-hander Casey Olenberger with a record of 4-1. And for the Sidewinders, it'll be left-handed reliever Bill Murphy getting a spot start tonight. His record is 1-3. Just a reminder that if the Bees pitching staff combines to strike out 10 or more batters in a 9-inning game tonight, Cal Solio Distributors and Kendall Oil will donate $125 to the Multiple Sclerosis Society of Utah. Kendall Super D3 engine oil, designed to give you what you need. We'll be back to take a closer look at what happened last night here in Tucson right after this here on ESPN 1230.
Strike three! A no-hitter, a perfect game for John Larson. Yogi Berra runs out there. He leaps on Larson, and he's swarmed by his teammates. Listen to this crowd roar.
Classic baseball is back. The Salt Lake Bees. Now students can get a pass to all 72 Bees games this summer for the incredible price of just $25. That's only 35 cents a game. Call 325-BASE to get your speeding pass today. The Salt Lake Bees. Classic baseball is back. Next.
Hi, I'd like 3 pounds of fresh salmon, and can you cut me a couple of T-bone steaks about 2 inches thick?
Yes, ma'am. Say, anyone ever tell you look like Patricia Heaton?
Oh, thank you. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Hey, can we marinate your steaks while you shop and suggest a recipe for the salmon?
Ooh, you had me at marinade. Thanks.
Oh, now I know who you are.
Hi, I'm...
the driver of my kid's school bus.
That's me.
Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Oh, hi, Miss Heaton. Need help selecting produce?
Do you have any good cooking ideas for mushrooms and tomatoes?
How about pan-seared portobellos and roasted romas?
That sounds good.
Of course, you could saute shiitakes and terrine tomatoes, or braise the buttons and bake some beefsteak.
No more calls. We have a winner. You know your stuff.
I try. We do carry over 300 different kinds of fruits and vegetables.
You've been very helpful. How are you with auditions?
For quality and selection, Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Salt Lake City Credit Union is a guaranteed home run with personalized service and the best rates in town. Salt Lake City Credit Union offers a full menu of financial services, including business services and SBA loans, mortgages, free checking and debit cards, auto loans, and online banking. With 7 locations throughout the valley, they're big enough to provide you with everything you need from a financial institution, and they're small enough to give you the friendly, individualized service you deserve. You owe it to yourself to have an account at Salt Lake City Credit Union, above and beyond every day.
Eligibility and membership required. Federally insured by NCUA.
Now let's go back to the ballpark for more Salt Lake Bees baseball. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the Sidewinders with 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th won Thursday's game, then 3 runs in the bottom of the 10th after the Bees had scored twice in the top of the inning to pull off late rallies. That wasn't the case yesterday. The Sidewinders in control from the outset, taking the lead for good in the second inning. Chris Young on the very first pitch of the inning from Joe Saunders launched one over the wall just to the left of the batter's eye in center field, and it was 1-0 Tucson at that point. Chris Carter then walked, and then Brian Barden struck out. Robbie Hammock bounced into a 4-6 fielder's choice, leaving Tucson with a runner at first and 2 down. Bill Saunders had Hammock picked off at first base. He was running toward second. The first baseman Ryan Buddy's throw was offline, and that allowed the runner to reach on the throwing error. So that put Hammock in scoring position for veteran Donnie Sadler. Now the lefty Saunders ready to pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air towards right center. Hit a long way. Gorneau going back. It's going to be off the base of the wall. In to score Hammock. Sadler into second base with an RBI double, and it's 2-0 Tucson. 2-0 Tucson at that point. Then in the fifth inning, they would add a run as Alberto Callaspo, the former Stinger, led off with a double, moved to third on an infield single, and scored on the double play ball, grounded into by Carlos Quentin. Then in the sixth inning, Chris Carter walked with 1 out, stole second, and with 2 out, Robbie Hammock hit a bouncer toward short. Ivar charging in, gloves it, and threw on the run, but he bounced it into first base, off the glove of Ryan Buddy and into the stands. That allowed Carter to score, and that made it a 4-0 ball game. Now the Bees did get their run in the seventh inning. Jeff Mathis singled to left. Casey Smith singled to right, advanced Mathis to third. But instead of the possibility of a big inning, the Bees get just 1 run as Mathis scores on Ryan Buddy's 4-6-3 double play ball. Then the Sidewinders would put it away in the bottom of the seventh inning. An RBI single by Scott Hairston and a run-scoring base hit by Brian Barden, who was thrown out by Nick Gorneau, and catcher Jeff Mathis on a relay to out trying to go to second base on the throw through to the plate on the single by Brian Barden as Scott Hairston scored on that play. So again, the Bees unable to generate much in the way of any offense as they fell last night by a final score of 6-1. A lot of action already in the books tonight and this afternoon in Major League Baseball, as well as the Pacific Coast League. We'll check our Abra scoreboard next here on ESPN 1230.
Next.
Hi, I'd like 3 pounds of fresh salmon, and can you cut me a couple of T-bone steaks about 2 inches thick?
Yes, ma'am. Say, anyone ever tell you you look like Patricia Heaton?
Oh, thank you. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Hey, can we marinate your steaks while you shop and suggest a recipe for the salmon?
Ooh, you had me at marinade. Thanks.
Oh, now I know who you are.
Hi, I'm...
the driver of my kid's school bus.
That's me.
Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Oh, hi, Miss Heaton. Need help selecting produce?
Do you have any good cooking ideas for mushrooms and tomatoes?
How about pan-seared portobellos and roasted romas?
That sounds good.
Of course, you could saute shiitakes and serene tomatoes, or braise the buttons and bake some beefsteak.
No more calls. We have a winner. You know your stuff.
I try. We do carry over 300 different kinds of fruits and vegetables.
You've been very helpful. How are you with auditions?
For quality and selection, Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass, we know how much you count on your vehicle. So when it needs repairs, body work, or a new windshield, where should you take it? Go to America's most recommended name in damaged vehicle repair. That's right. In an independent nationwide customer satisfaction survey, Abra Auto Body and Glass was the company most recommended to family and friends for quality of work, customer communication, and overall service. Why? Maybe it's our commitment to safety. Abra spends more to train our technicians than anyone else in the industry, and every repair meets our strict safety standards. Maybe it's our lifetime warranty that backs up all those repairs, or that Abra works with over 500 insurance companies nationwide to make your claims process a snap. Whatever the reason, Abra Auto Body and Glass is proud to be so highly regarded. Auto Body Repair of America. Abra, America's most recommended. Call 1-888-USA-ABRA to schedule an appointment.
More Salt Lake Bees baseball coming up on ESPN 1230 AM.
And welcome back to Tucson, and let's update you on tonight's Abra scoreboard. Windshield chips or cracks got you down. Let the specialists at Abra take the worry out of your glass replacement or repair. Call 1-888-USA-ABRA to schedule your appointment. First of all, in the Pacific Coast League, Round Rock edged Iowa today by a score of 6-5. At Omaha, the Royals held a 2-0 lead until Oklahoma scored 1 in the 7th and 3 in the 9th to beat the Royals by a final score of 4-2 to complete a 4-game series sweep. At Colorado Springs, Fresno topped the Sky Sox by a final score of 6-2. At Las Vegas, it was all Tacoma, the Rainiers, defeating Las Vegas by a score of 8-1. At Sacramento, the River Cats pushed across a run in the 7th inning to defeat Portland 2-1. In the 5th at New Orleans, Nashville leads the Zephyrs 5-0. Memphis 2, Albuquerque 0. That game in the 3rd at Isotope Park. In the major leagues, there's only one game going on right now, the ESPN Sunday night game, and Cleveland right now has jumped out to a 2-0 lead at Chicago, trying to salvage the final game of that series. That game is in the 3rd, and the Indians lead it by a score of 3-0. Finals, Texas and Boston split a doubleheader. The Red Sox won the opener 5-4 on a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th by the former Buzzman David Ortiz, his 18th home run of the year. Texas, though, crushed the Red Sox in the nightcap 13-6. Oakland made it a sweep of their series in New York by beating the Yankees 6-5. Dan Johnson with a pair of home runs. At Toronto, Detroit doubled up the Blue Jays 10-5. At Minnesota, the Twins shut out Baltimore 4-0, an impressive performance by Liriano. And at Kansas City, Tampa Bay defeats the Royals by a score of 8-2. Johnny Gomes, Carl Crawford, each with 2 home runs. And the Angels get swept at home by the Mariners. Seattle the winner by a final score of 6-2. Felix Hernandez over Jeff Weaver. Weaver committing a couple of errors that added to his demise. In the National League, Washington blanked Philadelphia 6-0. Robert Fick, Darrell Ward homered for the Nats. The Cubs a winner at Cincinnati 9-3. At Milwaukee, the Brewers fall to St. Louis 7-5. In Houston, the Astros crushed the Braves 14-4. 2 home runs for Eric Munson. At Denver, the Dodgers scored 2 runs in the 9th to beat Colorado 6-5. 2 home runs for Matt Kemp, his 5th and 6th since being called up a couple of weeks ago from AA Jacksonville. Florida a winner at San Diego by a score of 7-3. Cody Ross and Dan Ugla homer for the Marlins. At San Francisco, the Pirates rallied with 5 runs in the 8th inning to defeat the Giants by a score of 7-5. And at Phoenix tonight, the Mets completed a 4-game series sweep of the Diamondbacks, winning 15-2 as Pedro Martinez goes to 6-2. Russ Ortiz drops to 0-5. And that's a look at tonight's Abra scoreboard. When we return, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for this game right after this on ESPN 1230.
Well, it's Hall of Fame stuff. You know, you come, all those guys you saw in the All-Star game, you wonder what happened to them, you come to the Hall of Fame, there they are. It's a meeting place, a gathering place.
Relive your fondest memories of Lou Brock and see his Hall of Fame plaque at the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. For information, visit baseballhalloffame.org or call 888-HALL-OF-FAME. Preserving history, honoring excellence, connecting generations. The Baseball Hall of Fame.
Hi, Evening News? It's the anchorman there. The guy who reads the 6 o'clock news. Yeah, the blonde guy. Well, I need him to mention that I'm looking for a home. Yep, a new home. Well, that way, anyone selling in the area can call me, and we can work out a viewing around my schedule. Yeah, and I'm only available Sunday between 2 and 4. You haven't mentioned that, would you? Thanks.
You don't need to make an announcement when you're looking for a home to buy. Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage makes it easy to find open houses in a range of styles and prices, including new construction, giving you every advantage in finding a home. You can access information about our open houses on our website. And the more homes you view, the more likely you are to find the one that's absolutely perfect for you. If you're already searching for a home, thinking about buying, or just interested in the local real estate market, go to utahhomes.com today.
No, I'm holding for the anchorman.
To find the open houses you want to see this weekend, visit utahhomes.com. Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage is owned and operated by NRT Incorporated.
When it's time for your next set of tires, do you want the tire with the best warranty in the business? Then you should head to Big O Tires. When it's time for your next pair of Bees baseball game tickets, do you want free tickets and a chance to win $50,000? Then get to Big O Tires for an entry form and details. No purchase necessary. Big O Tires, Utah's #1 tire store.
A reputation you can ride on. Big O Tires.
Now more Salt Lake Bees baseball on ESPN 1230 AM. Here's Steve Klauke.
All right, let's get you ready for tonight's game by giving you the starting lineups, and they are brought to you by Salt Lake City Credit Union, above and beyond every day. First of all, for the visiting Salt Lake Bees, managed by Brian Harper, leading off the shortstop Eric Ibar. Batting second, the left fielder Reggie Willits. Hitting third and playing center field, Darren Erstad. Batting cleanup, the second baseman Howie Kendrick. Hitting fifth and playing right field, Nick Gorneau. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Jeff Mathis. Hitting seventh and playing first base, Mike Elward. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Corey Myers. And hitting ninth, the catcher, Ryan Buddy. Pitching for the Bees will be right-hander, Casey Olenberger. Now for the homestanding Tucson Sidewinders, managed by Chip Hale. Leading off, the third baseman, Alberto Callaspo. Batting second, the shortstop, Stephen Drew. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Carlos Quentin. Batting cleanup, the left fielder, Scott Hairston. Hitting fifth and playing center field, Chris Young. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Chris Carter. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Brian Barden. Hitting eighth, the right fielder, Matt Erickson. And batting ninth, the catcher, Juan Brito. Pitching for Tucson will be left-hander, Bill Murphy. It's the Bees and the Sidewinders wrapping up a 4-game series. It's also the final game for the replacement umpires. The regulars will be back tomorrow when the Bees host Fresno to open up the longest homestand of the season, a 14-day, 14-game homestand. It's the Bees and the Sidewinders coming up next. You've been in the On Deck Circle on ESPN 1230.
This has been the On Deck Circle, a comprehensive look at today's game. The first pitch is right around the corner, so stay tuned. Salt Lake Bees baseball is coming up next on your home for the Salt Lake Bees, ESPN 1230 AM.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls, or the ham and Swiss bowls, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only. Next.
Hi, I'd like 3 pounds of fresh salmon, and can you cut me a couple of T-bone steaks about 2 inches thick?
Yes, ma'am. Say, anyone ever tell you you look like Patricia Heaton?
Oh, thank you. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Hey, can we marinate your steaks while you shop and suggest a recipe for the salmon?
Ooh, you had me at marinade. Thanks.
Oh, now I know who you are.
Hi, I'm...
the driver of my kid's school bus.
That's me.
Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Oh, hi, Miss Heaton. Need help selecting produce?
Do you have any good cooking ideas for mushrooms and tomatoes?
How about pan-seared portobellos and roasted romas?
That sounds good.
Of course, you could saute shiitakes and serene tomatoes, or braise the buttons and bake some beefsteak.
No more calls. We have a winner. You know your stuff.
I try. We do carry over 300 different kinds of fruits and vegetables.
You've been very helpful. How are you with auditions?
For quality and selection, Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Dreaming of owning your own home? Cypress Credit Union would like to make your dream a reality with fantastic rates on low-fee construction and mortgage loans. Visit cypresscu.com or speak to a mortgage specialist at 260-7600. We'll help you determine your home buying power and the loan that best fits your needs. Mention this ad and we'll waive the $175 processing fee when you get your mortgage.
Cypress Credit Union, your future is our future.
Equal housing lender.
The starting pitchers are ready. The lineups have been exchanged. And the hot dogs are ready to go. It's time to play ball. Salt Lake Bees baseball is on the air. Now let's go to the ballpark. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
And a very good evening to you, and welcome to Salt Lake Bees baseball on a bright, sunny evening here in Tucson, and a hot one at that at 97 degrees. It's the Bees and the Sidewinders wrapping up a 4-game series. The Bees trying to avoid their first 4-game losing streak of the year, and also their first series being swept in this year. They've dropped the first 3 here in Tucson. And doesn't bode well. I just took a look at the numbers, and Tucson undefeated 9-0 on Sunday, so they have that going for them as well. The Bees, by the way, on this day of the week have won 5 and lost 5. So the Sidewinders are on the field getting ready for the ball game, so let's take them around to their positions defensively. Scott Hairston is in left, Chris Young in center, and Matt Erickson is in right. Alberto Callaspo at third, Stephen Drew at short, Brian Barden at second, and Chris Carter is at first. A battery of Bill Murphy pitching and Juan Brito catching. For Murphy, this will be his 18th appearance, just his 5th start. In 35 innings, he's given up 38 hits, 20 runs, 18 of them earned. He has struck out 32 and walked 14. No hit batters, 1 wild pitch, and 1 home run allowed. Murphy 1-3 with a 4.63 earned run average. PCL batting .281 against left-hander Bill Murphy. The Bees have not hit a home run in the first 3 games of this series. The Tucson pitching staff first in the league in giving up the fewest home runs. They've allowed only 35 this year. Next in the league is Tacoma at 43. So we're just about ready to go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Salt Lake Bees baseball is on the air for a Sunday night here in Tucson. Leading things off will be the shortstop, Eric Ibar. Eric batting .286, 6 doubles, 2 triples, 4 homers, and 23 runs batted in. Ibar 0 for 3 last night in his return to the Salt Lake roster. So Ibar switch hitter to face left-hander Bill Murphy, who's made 3 appearances against the Bees. Out of the bullpen, there's a breaking ball, low, ball 1, and we're underway. Actually, 2 appearances out of the bullpen, 1 start. That was on April the 20th in Salt Lake City. Ibar swings and bounces it foul. Back behind home plate, and the count's even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Bill Murphy, 5'11", 216 in his 5th professional season. The 1-1 pitch. Ibar takes the curveball, strike on the outside corner at the knees, 1-2. Murphy last year was primarily a starter for Tucson. Now the 1-2. Swung on line, pasted into left field. That's going to be played off the third bounce by Scott Hairston, and Eric Ibar is aboard with a leadoff single. That'll bring up Reggie Willett, the left fielder. Willett's batting .316, 12 doubles, 2 triples, 1 homer, 29 runs batted in. Willett 1 for 2 with a triple against Murphy this year. Murphy, in 3 appearances against Salt Lake, has totaled 5 innings, giving up 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, with 6 strikeouts and 3 walks. Most of that damage coming during his start on April 20th. There goes Ibar. The pitch is high. The throw to second base will not be in time. Ibar in with a hit first slide for his 14th stolen base of the year. So the count 1-0. As Ibar reaches base and quickly steals second. 1 ball to count on Willett. Murphy in his last start went 5 innings against Portland here on Tuesday. Gave up just 1 run on 6 hits with 5 strikeouts and a walk. Willett shows bunt, takes the curveball inside off the glove of the catcher Brito, and the count's 2-0. He's, despite losing 3 in a row to the Sidewinders, still hold the edge in the season series, 6-5. Corner man in. Callaspo at third. Carter at first. Pickoff throw to second, and Ibar just gets the right foot in ahead of the tag of the second baseman Barden. Two balls, no strikes. Again, inside the division. Tacoma won today. Portland and Colorado Springs both lost. 2 balls, no strikes on Willett. The pitch. Swung on, soft liner to second, caught, flipped to second, they double off Ibar. Little soft liner to second, but Ibar had strayed too far off the bag, and after the catch was made by Barden, just a simple little backhand flip, and they're able to double off Ibar. Not the way the Bees looked to start the game. That's exactly what happened yesterday. A line out into a double play. So here's Darren Erstad. Just 2 for 25 in his rehab assignment, an .080 average, no extra base hits or runs batted in. There's a pitch high, ball one. This could very likely be, based on reports in the L.A. papers as well as on the Angels website, Erstad's last game in a Salt Lake uniform. 1-0 curveball, misses low and outside. Ball two. 2-0 the count. Well, that's the kind of thing, though, that line drive into a double play that the Bees have run into throughout this very difficult series. The 2-0 to Erstad, chopped to the right side. Barden, far to his left, has it in short right field. He'll flip to first, and that'll do it for the Bees here in the first inning. So no runs, one hit, no errors with the double play, nobody left on base. After the first half inning, it's the Bees nothing, and Tucson's coming to bat on ESPN 1230.
I got hurt in a car wreck, and I've got some questions. Is it normal if I hurt worse the day after the accident? Can I sue the doctor? Can I settle my case without going to court? Shouldn't I just trust the insurance company to give me what's fair?
I'm attorney Keith Barton, and I can help. These are the kinds of questions I answer every day.
Until I called Keith Barton, I had no idea how it really worked. I called and he got me $200,000. How's that for an answer?
If you've been in a car wreck and you're hurt, call me at area code 801. It's easy.
Med One Medical. Med One Medical.
Are you using the same smelly mask and tubing that you got when you started? Masks and tubing should be replaced regularly. You won't believe how much nicer it is to breathe in a new mask. It's healthier, too. Call Med One today at 800-248-5882. With a new mask, you'll have fewer colds and sore throats. Do you snore when you're wearing your CPAP? If your CPAP is working as it should, you should never snore when you have the CPAP machine on. An old, worn-out mask causes leaks and will not allow your CPAP machine to operate at the correct pressure. Schedule an appointment to visit our sleep laboratory and bring your CPAP machine, and we'll do a free pressure check and give you a free CPAP tube. Sign up for our Sleep Smart Gold maintenance program, and your first mask is free. Call 800-248-5882.
Med One Medical. Med One Medical.
Now back to more Salt Lake Bees baseball with Steve Klauke on ESPN 1230 AM.
No score as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Defensively for Salt Lake, Reggie Willis is in left, Darren Erstad in center, Nick Gorneau in right, Corey Myers at third, Eric Ibar at short, Howie Kendrick at second, and Mike Elwood at first. A battery of Casey Ohlenberger pitching and Ryan Buddy catching. For Ohlenberger, his 13th appearance, his 10th start in 49 2/3 innings. He's given up 51 hits, 27 runs, 26 of them earned. He has struck out 32 and walked 19, 3 hit batters, 5 wild pitches, and 6 home runs allowed. First pitch to Cayaspo, breaks down low, ball one. Ohlenberger 4-1 with a 4.71 earned run average. The PCL batting .270 against Casey Ohlenberger. The 1-0 pitch, Cayaspo takes the curveball low, ball two. Cayaspo batting .311, 9 doubles, 6 triples, 1 homer, 28 runs batted in, 2 for 9 in the series. 2-0 delivery, fastball inside, 3-0. The Bees just don't throw strikes to Cayaspo. He's already walked a handful of times in this series. Walked 5 times. 3-0 pitch on the way, and that's down the middle of the knees. A strike, 3-1. Ohlenberger faced Tucson once this year. That was when he was still working out of the bullpen, retiring all 4 batters he faced. The 3-1 to Cayaspo. Breaking ball low, and he walks the leadoff man here in the first. Brings up the shortstop, Stephen Drew. Drew batting .312, 11 doubles, 2 triples, 9 homers, 34 runs batted in for Drew. 4 for 12 in the series with all 4 hits coming last night. Ohlenberger in his last start over in Fresno looked like the Casey Ohlenberger that won the Pitcher of the Week honors in mid-May as he allowed just 1 hit, no runs in 6 innings. He walked 4 and struck out 4 in the victory over Fresno, 7-1. Here's a swing and a double play ball to short. Ibar's got it, flips to Kendrick for 1, over to first into the dirt, and in time for the out. It wasn't exactly a smoothly turned double play as Ibar was backpedaling his lead toss to Kendrick a little too far out in front. Howie stumbled coming across the bag, bounced the throw in, and Elwood made a nice backhand scoop. 70th double play turned by the Bees this year. So 6-4-3, 2 out, nobody on for Carlos Quentin, the DH. Quentin batting .263, 19 doubles, 2 triples, 5 homers, and 26 runs batted in. First pitch on the way, swung on and lifted into center field. Erstad going back, still going back at the warning track, jumps at the wall and cannot hang on. Into second base, Quentin. He'll take the turn there and go to third. Erstad hit the wall just as the ball hit his glove, and it jarred it free. That'll go as a triple for Quentin, his third of the year. And now the Sidewinders have a runner at third with 2 out. Erstad kept drifting back with the ball and met the wall and the ball at the same time and could not hang on. Brings up Scott Hairston, the left fielder, batting .320, 14 doubles, a triple, 15 homers, 46 runs batted in. Tied with the Bees, Nick Gorneau for second in the league. Nelson Cruz of Nashville now has the lead with 47 runs batted in, starting today's play. So runner at third, 2 out. Olenberger ready, and the pitch to Hairston. Fastball strike in the outside corner, just under the belt, 0-1. Hairston 2 for 13 with a double and an RBI in this series. Sidewinders wearing their black tops, the copper numerals and lettering trimmed in white. The Bees wearing their all-gray road uniforms, black numerals and lettering trimmed in gold. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball runs inside to the right-hand batter, and that evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield, deep and around towards left. Now Olenberger ready, the 1-1. Fastball, this is low, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Hairston. Strong breeze, about 18 miles per hour blowing across from left to right, the prevailing wind here in Tucson. Now the 2-1 pitch from Olenberger to Hairston. Breaking ball, misses downstairs, and it's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. On deck, Chris Young, the center fielder. Now Ryan Buddy behind the plate, the sign down, the target up. Olenberger the kick and the 3-1. Third ball outside, he walked, and that's his second walk of the inning. So now runners at first and third, 2 out for Chris Young, the center fielder. Young batting .277, 13 doubles, 9 homers, 34 runs batted in, 3 for 12 in this series. So a shaky start for Casey Olenberger with 2 walks and a triple in the inning. But thanks to the double play, the Tucson Sidewinders have yet to score, but have runners at first and third with 2 out. So Young the batter. Olenberger sets the first pitch to the right-hand hitter. Fastball low and outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Sidewinders trying to sweep the series. That would tie the overall season series at 6-6. 1 ball, no strikes. Olenberger's pitch. Fastball strike in the outside corner at the knees, 1-1. Tucson has only won the season series from Salt Lake once. It's the Salt Lake franchise began in 1994, and that was in 1995 when the Toros beat the Buzz 9-7. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Young as Olenberger deals. A fastball strike again on the outside corner under the belt, and the count's 1-2, and Chris Young's not particularly enthralled with the call. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Prior to his victory in Fresno, Olenberger had a loss and 2 no decision in his previous 3 starts. The 1-2 pitch to Young, swung on, and it's popped up into left center field. Darren Erstad drifting back, as that one had a little more carry on it than I thought, but he makes the catch to retire the side. Well, a lot happened in the inning, but no runs scored on 1 hit. No errors, and 2 runners were left on base. After 1, there's no score in Tucson here on ESPN 1230.
fajita. Introducing Papa John's new sizzling fajita pizza with onions and peppers, a new Southwestern pizza sauce. Choose marinated steak or grilled chicken for only $11.99. A large sizzling fajita pizza, just $11.99. Call now or order online at papajohns.com. Play 100 sizzling days of summer at papajohns.com for a chance to win a Chrysler Crossfire. See store or website for details. Limited delivery area charges may apply.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Mountains West Ranches Recreational Properties has beautiful recreational and cabin properties conveniently located by Starvation Reservoir. They offer 5, 10, 20, 40, and 80-acre or larger parcels at reasonable pricing with guaranteed access and simple, easy owner, low down, low monthly financing. There's an abundance of wildlife, including deer and elk, that roam the property year-round. There are endless ATV trails, snowmobiling, hiking, boating, camping, fishing, horseback riding, spectacular views, and so much more. But most of all, you'll escape the rat race of the city and enjoy sheer peace, quiet, rest, and relaxation. Call us to schedule your appointment, 1-877-894-5658, or check our website at mwranches.com. Mountains West Ranches, where the air is clean, the skies are blue, the water is clear, and the magnificent views are waiting there for you to enjoy.
Now let's go back to the ballpark for more Salt Lake Bees baseball. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
We go to the second inning, 0-0 our score. It'll be Howie Kendrick, Nick Gorneau, and Jeff Mathis, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up in the Salt Lake batting order to face left-hander Bill Murphy. First pitch on the way. Kendrick swings and he misses, strike one. Right field, the Sun Field here in Tucson, and this is a tough time of the night to be playing. The 0-1 delivery. Swing a ground ball to third, scooped up by Alberto Callaspo. The throw across into the dirt, but scooped up by Carter for the out. One away, that'll bring up Nick Gorneau, the right fielder. Gorneau hitting .294, 16 doubles, 3 triples, 8 homers, 46 runs batted in. So here is Gorneau, who so far is 3 out of 11 in this series. One ball, no strikes to count on Gorneau. Gorneau, without an RBI on this series. There's a pitch fouled back and out of play. 1-1. Again, is dropped into a tie for second in the league. Only has 2 runs batted in on the entire road trip, both coming in Fresno. Now the 1-0 pitch, swung on, drilled in the left center field, a base hit. Racing to cut it off Young. He just does get to it. Backhanding it, his momentum carrying him onto the warning track. And now can stop and throw it in as Gorneau stands at second base with a 1-out double. His 17th 2-bagger. Young with great speed able to cut it off, but he couldn't stop. And his momentum carried him halfway onto the warning track before he could finally put the brakes on and fire it back in towards the infield. So the Bees have their second hit and a runner at second base with 1 out for Jeff Mathis. Mathis hitting .290, 14 doubles, 2 homers, 19 runs batted in. He's had back-to-back 2-hit games in this series. First pitch on the way, swing, and a foul off the glove of the catcher Brito, strike one. No balls, 1 strike. Mathis has hit safely in all 3 games against the Sidewinders, going 5 for 13. So 1 strike to count. He is trying to draw first blood here with a runner at second base. 1 out. The pitch to Mathis. Fastball strike on the outside corner just above the knees, 0-2. Some shadow by home plate, and the pitcher Murphy throwing in the shade, but some sunshine between the mound and home plate. Now Murphy ready in the 0-2. Curveball outside at the knees, 1-2. Tried to throw the backdoor breaking ball, but was unable to catch the corner, and the count's 1-2. Murphy, 6-8 last year in his AAA debut as a starter for Tucson. Came over from the Dodgers as part of that 3-team deal that involved outfielder Sean Green. A 1-2 pitch, up and in, leans Mathis back out of the way, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mathis hitting .290 on the season, as we mentioned. Hitting .343, though, as a designated hitter. Now the 2-2. Third ball misses low. Ball 3 fills the count on Mathis at 3-2. Murphy's one start against the Bees on April the 20th. Again, he was not involved in the decision, or take that back. He did take the loss. Now the 3-2 payoff pitch is high, ball 4. First walk issued by Murphy, and now runners are at first and second base with 1 out for Mike Elward, the first baseman. Hitting .246, 3 doubles, a homer, and 13 runs batted in. Murphy in that game gave up 7 hits, 4 runs all earned, struck out 6 and walked 3. So the Bees with a threat now, runners at first and second base, 1 out. Elward facing Murphy for the first time, and the fastball is high, ball 1. Infield double play depth for Tucson. Brian Harper, Bees manager, coaching over at third base. Jim Efford, the hitting coach, is over at first. Now from the stretch, the 1-0. Curveball to Elward, misses low, ball 2. 2-0 the count. And that's going to bring a visit to the mound from pitching coach Mike Parrott, who has seen Murphy give up a 1-out double, followed by a walk, and now a 2-0 count on Mike Elward. Again, the Bees begin the longest homestand of the year tomorrow. 14 games in 14 days, and tomorrow night's start against Fresno features 2005 American League Cy Young Award winner Bartolo Colon making his 3rd rehab start, his 2nd for Salt Lake. He's expected to throw 90 to 100 pitches, so it's getting close to being a full outing for Colon. At the 7 o'clock start, tickets available at the Franklin Covey Field box office, which opens tomorrow morning at 8:30. So make plans to be there to see Bartolo Colon and the Salt Lake Bees take on the Fresno Grizzlies. It's also Harmon's Family Night. Stop by Harmon's, pick up your Family Night voucher, and get up to 8 members of your family in for just $16. 2-0 the count on Elward. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 2-1. That looked like it might have been up out of the strike zone. 2-1 the count on Elward. Mike so far in this series 0 for 5 with 1 run batted in. Time called as Elward steps out. Corey Myers, the former Sidewinder, is on deck. Corno, the lead at second. Mathis at first. Murphy delivers. Swung on and fouled. First base side out of play. 2-2 the count. And Murphy standing in the shadows of the roof area of the third base upper deck. Sunshine to just about home plate where the shadow of the stands themselves creeps onto the field of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes the pitch. Swing and a foul in and out of the glove of the catcher Brito. And so Elward is able to stay alive with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score, top of the second inning. Bees trying to get 1 win out of Tucson. They beat the Sidewinders 3 out of 4 in the first series of the season, winning the first 3 before losing on a Sunday, thanks to a 4-run rally by the Sidewinders in the late innings. Now the 2-2 again. Elward takes the breaking ball low, and that fills the count at 3-2. A wide one would load the bases. Let's see what kind of a gambling man Brian Harper is in this situation to see if he sends the runner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Corno at second base. Mathis at first. Murphy from the stretch. The 3-2 payoff pitch. The runners go, and the pitch is popped up foul. First base side and back into the seat. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mike Elward, who overall is 4 for 19 on the road trip. The outfield swung around towards right, big gap in left center field. As Murphy delivers the 3-2, instead he steps off and looks Corno back towards second base, hoping that maybe Corneau is running again and will leave too soon. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Murphy ready, the payoff pitch. The runners go again, and the pitch is high, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, and now the Bees have loaded the bases with 1 out for Corey Myers. Batting .222, no extra base hits, 2 runs batted in, 2 for 4 in this series. So now the Bees with a great opportunity here. Runners at third base is Corneau, Mathis at second base, and Elwood at first. Bases loaded, 1 out. Infield, double play depth for Myers, the pitch for Murphy. Swung on and lifted down the right field line, but slicing foul and back into the seats, and that one cracked the bat of Corey, and so Myers will have to go back to the first base dugout and pick up a new piece of lumber. See today where the former Kearns High pitcher Brandon Duckworth was acquired by Kansas City from the Pittsburgh Pirates for cash considerations. They designated pitcher Kyle Snyder for assignment. Duckworth will get his first start for Kansas City on Tuesday night against the Angels in Anaheim. No balls, 1 strike the count. Al Murphy's pitch. Heard ball low, and the count's even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan Buddy, the catcher, due next. He's trying to jump out in front here in the second inning in a 0-0 ball game. Bases loaded, 1 down. Now Murphy set the 1-1. Started after it, held up, but it's a strike called on the outside corner at the knees, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck, Ryan Buddy. Bill Murphy ready. The southpaw sets the pitch. Heard ball low into the dirt, blocked by the catcher Brito, and the count's even at 2-2. Ball rolls up the third base line, so no chance at all for Corneau to advance. Ken Murphy had been used in the bullpen this year, but he's been a starter throughout his career. Only 6 non-starts out of 87 appearances coming into this season. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, twists Myers away, ball 3. Third straight batter to go to a full count. The last 2 batters to go 3-2, both received a base on balls. A pitch out of the strike zone here brings in the first run. Al Murphy ready, the 3-2 to Myers. Fastball, strike 3, called on the outside corner. Since when was the outside corner 6 inches off the plate? That's not Tom Glavine out there. So 2 out, bases loaded, and it's up to Ryan Buddy. Buddy batting .202, 7 doubles, 4 homers, 19 runs batted in. Like I said, tomorrow the regular umpires return, none too soon. So it's up to Ryan Buddy here with 2 outs, and he takes outside, ball 1. Ryan 1 for 4 in this series. Buddy 0 for 2 with a strikeout against Murphy this year. Now the 1 ball pitch. Swing and a miss over a sinker, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Buddy. Infield drops back, of course, with 2 outs. Corneau still at third. Mathis at second. Elwood at first. Now Murphy from the belt, the 1-1. Strike on the outside corner at the knees, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Murphy trying to wiggle off the hook here. The Bees have the bases loaded with 1 out. But a questionable call, third strike on Myers, and now he's ahead 1-2 on Ryan Buddy. Now the left-hander's pitch. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. Drop third strike. They'll touch the plate to get the force out, and that'll do it in the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, 3 runners left on the base paths. As we go to the bottom of the second, Bees nothing, Tucson nothing on ESPN 1230.
You already know that R.C. Willey is the place to shop for quality home furnishings.
But you may not know that RC Willey also works hard to provide solutions for you in your home. With same-day delivery, there's no need to wait. RC Willey's professional sales associates will answer your questions and help you find exactly what you need. In-store financing means you deal directly with us. By providing an incredible selection of merchandise, it's easy to find your individual taste and style. Find your solutions today at RC Willey. One place, so many possibilities.
Athletes can't perform on an empty stomach.
Strike one.
The Old Spaghetti Factory is the perfect place for your pregame and postgame feasts, team parties, and more. Fill up on our delicious homemade mouth-watering dishes. No one speaks the international language of yum like the Old Spaghetti Factory. Serving the best memories in town. It's the perfect place for any occasion. And now, featuring the amazing adventures of Wally the Trolley for our guests 10 and younger. Catch a ride with Wally and his trolley trio as they explore the world. Sign up for our kids club at www.osf.com. It's safe, simple, fun, and on your next birthday, lunch is on us. Conveniently located to serve you in Trolley Square, Taylorsville, and Orem. Good food, good fun, and deliciously complete meals. The Old Spaghetti Factory is where to wind up. The Old Spaghetti Factory in Trolley Square, Taylorsville, and Orem.
More Salt Lake Bees baseball coming up on ESPN 1230 AM.
We go to the bottom of the second inning, no score. Chris Carter, Brian Barden, Matt Erickson, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Tucson batting order, due up to face right-hander Casey Olenberger. Chris Carter hitting .289, 10 doubles, 3 triples, 8 homers, 28 runs batted in. Just a reminder to be on the lookout when the Bees return home tomorrow for the Albertsons triple play for charity. If the Bees pull off a triple play at home, as they did May 1st, Albertsons will donate $1,000 worth of groceries to the Utah Food Bank. Albertsons, a proud sponsor of the Salt Lake Bees. Chris Carter to start things off. 4 for 10 of the series with a homer and 5 runs batted in. First pitch outside, ball 1. Carter with a homer and 4 of those RBI in the game here on Friday night. Now Olenberger ready, the pitch. Off speed and over for a strike, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. No score in the second. Bees had the bases loaded with 1 out in the second, but could not cash in. As the changeup misses high, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Only 1 game going on in the majors right now, the Sunday night game between Cleveland and the White Sox. Cleveland leading 3-2 in the fifth. A complete rundown of all the scores in our third inning. Abra scoreboard is Olenberger's breaking ball, misses low, ball 3. 3-1 the count. Only 2 other games going on in the PCL right now. Everything else is complete. 3-1 to Carter, cut out and missed. An off-speed pitch, he was out in front of it. And that fills the count at 3-2. And the strong crosswind out towards right field here in Tucson, inviting for a left-handed hitter like Carter. The payoff pitch is lifted down the left field line. Twisting foul, a long run for Willett. That one's going to land up on the hill. And out of play, so the count remains 3-2. Then tomorrow night, Bartolo Colon, the 2005 Cy Young Award winner in the American League, gets the start against left-hander Michael Tejera, who's 3-3. Now the 3-2 payoff pitch, low and inside, ball 4. That's the third walk issued by Olenberger. And so Tucson with a leadoff man at first. They got a leadoff walk last inning. Here's Brian Barden batting .288, 14 doubles, a triple, 4 homers. 32 runs batted in, 3 for 9 in this series. Tuesday, Steven Shell 2-2 against Pedro Liriano 1-3. Wednesday night, Dustin Mosley at 5-3 goes against former Stinger Brian Cooper, who's 3-3. Now the first pitch to Barden, a fastball strike on the inside corner at the knees, 0-1. The series wraps up Thursday with Fresno, with Jeff Haverlow going for the Bees against former Buzz right-hander Matt Kinney. 1 strike to the right-hand batter. Infield double play depth, but time called before Olenberger can throw. Now everybody's set. Casey ready, and the 0-1 pitch. Ripped down the left field line, but hooking foul. And the count's 0-2 on Brian Barden. And 3 for 9 with a run batted in. And the Bees have a Saturday night doubleheader planned as the makeup to the May 4th rainout against Las Vegas. 5 o'clock start to that twin bill on Saturday. The 0-2 pitch to Barden. Swung on, lifted in the air towards right. Nick Gorneau coming in is there. Makes the bill of a cap-high catch for out number 1 as Carter retreats back to first base. One away, that'll bring up Matt Erickson, the right fielder. Batting .298, 1 double, and 8 runs batted in. He's 2 for 4 in this series. With a run batted in. So 1 on, 1 out for the Sidewinders here in the second inning. Olenberger's pitch. Just a little bit low. Ball 1 to the left-hand batter. Tucson, his 4th stop on the PCL Tour, having also played for Calgary, Albuquerque, and Nashville. 1 ball, no strike. The infield still a double play depth. The pitch. Strike on the outside corner at the knees. A fastball, 1-1. AC Olenberger, 6'4", 240 in his 4th professional season, although he's been pitching professionally really since 2000 when he played independent ball. It's only his 2nd season of organized play. Also pitched professionally in Italy. 1-1 pitch on the way. Erickson takes the fastball outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. On deck, the catcher, Juan Brito. No score, bottom of the second inning here in Tucson. Now Olenberger ready, and the 2-1 pitch. Curveball strike at the knees, 2-2. Carter bluffed the run for it at first base, but put the brakes on. Carter stole a base yesterday for the Sidewinders. Two balls, 2 strikes on Erickson, who's deep in the box, left-handed batter. Now Olenberger ready, and the 2-2. Swung on, little floater into right center field. That's going to land on the dirt for a base hit. I'd say lawn, but there's hardly any grass out there. Stopping at second base is Chris Carter. Again, the pitch down and in, and Erickson just took a 9-iron and flipped it out of the short center field. So that's the second hit of the ball game for Tucson. The Sidewinders now have runners at first and second base with 1 out for Juan Brito. Brito batting .311, 6 doubles, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in, 2 for 5 in the series. Shadows from the ballpark now encompassing the entire area from the mound to the plate. Although the pitcher right now is still in the sunshine from the belt up. So 2 on, 1 out. The Sidewinders here in the bottom of the second inning. Infield looking to turn 2 as Olenberger deals to Brito. Fastball strike on the inside corner at the knees, 0-1. Brito does not run well, so he's definitely a candidate to turn 2 on. No balls, 1 strike to the right-hand batter. Olenberger's pitch. Breaking ball, low and outside. 1-1 the count on Brito. In his 10th professional season, spent all of last year with Tucson, but has spent big league time with both Arizona and Kansas City. Now Olenberger sent the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted foul. First base side, out of play, 1-2. Scary moment today in that Houston-Atlanta game. Starting pitcher Horacio Ramirez took a line drive off the bat of Lance Berkman off the side of his head. Had to come out of the ball game, of course. A 1-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball up the middle. Under the glove of Kendrick into center field. Carter around third will score, and into third base goes Erickson, and it's 1-0 Tucson. Thought maybe that had a chance to be an inning-ending double play, but Kendrick, going to his right, didn't get his glove on it and went right underneath it. No run batted in. That's going to be fielder's choice and an E4. An error on Kendrick. The run is unearned. And so now runners at first and second still only one out, and it's 1-0 Tucson. And the batter will be Alberto Callaspo, who walked his first time up. He's struggling defensively. So now Olenberger ready. And the first pitch on the way to Callaspo is fouled back into the screen. Strike one. 0-1 the count. Ramirez taken out for precautionary measures in that ball game, but it was a scary sight to see. Now the 0-1 pitch to Callaspo. Swung on and sliced foul out of play down the left field side, and the count's 0-2. The ball was hit so hard it hit Ramirez in the head and deflected all the way out into right field. Astros went on to win that game. Talk about these defensive woes. They now have the fourth lowest fielding percentage in the league coming into this game. Now, part of it's the field here in Tucson. The 0-2 pitch on the way is pulled into right field, a base hit. Here comes Erickson in from third. Stopping at second base is Brito. It's an RBI single for Callaspo, and it's 2-0 Tucson. So Callaspo drives in his 29th run. That's his 7th RBI of the season against his old team. Charles Nagy, the pitching coach, going out to talk with Casey. Again, he could very well have been out of this inning, as Kendrick was there in position to start a 4-6-3 double play, but didn't get his glove down all the way, and it went right underneath it into right center field. So now the batter, Stephen Drew, did ground into a double play, his first time up. These used to be middle to upper level in defense, but right now, that was their 61st error of the year. That's the fourth most in the PCL. And again, their fielding percentage of .974 is the fourth worst. Again, though, this isn't the best of fields, and that obviously hurts your confidence. There's a pitch fouled back. I mean, there's more than just a coincidence that they played 4 consecutive games in Fresno where they have an immaculate infield and did not commit a single error. And they have committed now 8 errors in the 4 games of this series. 2-0 Tucson here in the second inning. Runners at first and second base. The pitch low for a ball, and that evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The B's parent club, the Angels, also going through some struggles defensively right now. 2 more errors today in their loss to Seattle. Brito at second base, Callaspo at first. Now Olenberger ready with a 1-1. Off speed and over on the outside corner at the knees, 1-2. The count on Stephen Drew. These could use another double play right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The error on Kendrick, just his 4th. Now the 1-2. Fastball just a little high, 2-2 the count on the left-hand batter. And the Bees will host Fresno for 4. Las Vegas for 5, including that Saturday doubleheader on the 17th. And then 5 days at home, 5 games against Sacramento. The 2-2 pitch. Change up high and outside. Ball 3. Fills the count on Drew at 3-2. Carlos Quentin, who tripled in his first at bat, is on deck. Three balls, 2 strikes. Olenberger from the stretch. Here's the payoff pitch. Fly ball, left center field. Erstad racing back, still going back. Reaches out in front of the wall and makes the catch. Bangs into the barrier, hangs on, and fires it back in towards the infield. Well, that's twice that Darren has met the outfield wall up close and personal. That time he was able to catch it, take a stride, and then hit the fence, and that allowed him to hang on to the baseball. He met the wall and the ball at the same time when Carlos Quentin batted in the first, and he couldn't hang on, and it resulted in a triple. So here is Quentin. That was his third triple, by the way. So runners at first and second base, 2 out. A chance for Ollenberger to get out without much more damage as he trails 2-0 here in the second. First pitch fastball is strike on the outside corner at the knees, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count. Ollenberger looks in, gets his sign from Buddy. The 6'4" right-hander deals. Swinging a broken bat, roller to third. Up with it, Myers throws to Kendrick at second. Gets the force out on Callaspo, and that retires the side. But 2 runs score on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and 2 runners were left on base. As we go to the third, it's now Tucson 2, the Bees nothing on ESPN 1230.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls or the ham and Swiss bowl, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
Hershey's presents the Soul to Soul 2 Tour, starring Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. It's been 6 long years. Now the wait is over. By overwhelming demand, a second show added. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill in the round. A combined over 60 million records sold and 35 #1 singles. Electrifying performances by Tim and Faith in the concert event of the year. 2 superstars, 1 stage. A night you'll never forget. Tickets are on sale now at the Delta Center box office, Ticketmaster. Charge by phone or get them at Ticketmaster.com. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Don't miss Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Presented by Hershey. Produced by AEG Live and Outback Concerts.
Now more Salt Lake Beef baseball on ESPN 1230 AM. Here's Steve Klauke.
All right, we go to the third inning. It's a 2-0 ball game now in favor of Tucson. Top of the order, Eric Ibar, Reggie Willits, and Darren Erstad due up to face left-hander Bill Murphy. Time now for our third inning update of the Albra scoreboard. We start at the PCL where Round Rock heads the Cubs in Iowa today, 6-5. At Omaha, the Oklahoma Redhawks rallied with 3 runs in the ninth to beat the Royals 4-2. At Colorado Springs, the Sky Sox fall to Fresno 6-2. Tacoma blast Las Vegas at Cashman Field today 8-1. Ibar runs up, takes the strike to knees 0-1. Ibar singled, stole second in the first, but was doubled off at second base on a line drive by Willett, the second baseman Barden. There's a pitch bouncing in, a ball, 1-1 the count on Ibar. Shin-Soo Choo, the 6th home run of the year for Tacoma in that ball game. Sacramento got a run in the 7th to hit Portland 2-1. Now the 1-1 delivery to Ibar, swung on and drilled to center field. Chris Young going back, still going back. That's going to be over his head and off the base of the wall. Young plays the carom, and Ibar is into second base with a leadoff double. That's his 7th two-bagger, and now Eric is 2 for 2 in the ball game. That'll bring up Reggie Willits, who lined into that double play in the first inning. Young wasn't playing very deep on that ball. That one crushed over his head off the base of the barrier right near the 405 sign in straightaway center field. They're in the 8th at New Orleans. Nashville out in front of the Zephyrs 6-0. Memphis leads at Albuquerque 2-0. That game's in the 7th at Isotopes Park. Home runs by Victor Martinez and Ronnie Belliard in the 5th inning have given Cleveland a 7-2 lead at Chicago. There's a fastball strike on the outside corner to Willits above the knees, 0-1. Boston in Texas, split 2. The Red Sox won the opener 5-4 on a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th by David Ortiz. Rangers rout the Red Sox to the nightcap 13-6. without the benefit of a home run. 1 strike the count on Willett as Murphy deals. Willett shows bunt and fouls that one off the right shoulder, the home plate umpire. And the count's 0-2. Oakland finished off a sweep of the Yankees by edging New York 6-5. 2 home runs for Dan Johnson. Nick Swisher with an inside the park home run. Detroit doubled up Toronto 10-5. Despite 4 Blue Jay home runs, including Troy Gloss with his 19th. Minnesota shuts out Baltimore 4-0. Francisco Liriano was outstanding, a 3-hitter. Justin Morneau with a 2-run homer, his 14th of the year. Now the 0-2. Into the dirt. Good stop by the catcher Brito to keep Ibar at second base. 1-2 the count. Kansas City at home loses to Tampa Bay 8-2. 6 home runs for Tampa Bay in that game. 2 for Johnny Combs, 2 for Carl Crawford. 1-8 for Julio Lugo and Aubrey Hunt. Seattle beats the Angels in Anaheim 6-2 as the Mariners sweep that 3-game series. Now the 1-2 pitch to Willis. Instead, Murphy steps off with Ibar dancing back and forth. The shortstop Drew comes in behind him. No throw. In the National League, Washington blanked Philadelphia 6-0. The Cubs rout the Reds in Cincinnati 9-3. St. Louis beat Milwaukee 7-5. Now the 1-2, Ibar goes. The pitch is a curveball low, and Eric had such a head start on that one that the catcher Brito wisely hangs onto it. Eric Ibar steals third. So now the count on Willis is 2-2. Ibar with his 15th steal and his second of the game. Houston crushed Atlanta 14-4. The Dodgers get 2 runs in the ninth to beat Colorado 6-5. Florida topped San Diego 7-3. The Pirates rally with 5 in the 8th to beat the Giants 7-5. Pitch to Willits, breaking ball inside as Reggie jackknifes to get out of the way, and that fills the count at 3-2. Up the road in Phoenix, the Mets crush Arizona 15-2. Here it's 2-0 Tucson. Top of the third, the Bees with a runner at third base and nobody out. Now the 3-2 payoff pitch to Willits, swung on and lifted foul. First base side, back into the seats. And the count remains full at 3-2. Bill Murphy, originally drafted by Oakland in 2002 out of Cal State Northridge, went to the Marlins in the deal in which Mark Redmond went to Oakland, the former Buzz lefty. 3-2 payoff pitch again to Willits. Fastball high, ball 4. Third walk issued by Murphy, and now the Bees have runners at first and third with nobody out for Darren Erstad, who grounded out to the second baseman Barton, his first time up. Then he went from the Marlins to the Dodgers to the Diamondbacks in that 3-team deal back in 2004 that eventually landed Sean Green in Phoenix. So Ibar at third, Willits at second base, Bees with runners at the corners, nobody out. Move to first, and Willits is back. The Bees trying to break up onto the scoreboard here and cut into this 2-0 Tucson lead. Quick throw to first, and Willits dives back in safely. Ibar already a single, a double, 2 stolen bases over at third. Willits is over at first. The pitch to Erstad. Breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Barron in his 2003 rehab assignment with Salt Lake hit .407, 11 for 27, but 2004 he was just 2 for 16. He is right now 2 for 26 on this visit. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball just outside at the knees, ball 1. Wrapping up our average scoreboard early in the second quarter at Dallas. The Mavericks lead the Heat by 1, 20-19. Now the 1-1 pitch. Erstad hits a slow dribbler, third base side, cutting across Callaspo, gloves it, throws to first, just in time for the out. Ibar scores on the play. Willits takes second, and it's a 2-1 ball game as Darren Erstad picks up his first run batted in the Salt Lake uniform. Slow dribbler just to the third base side of the hill. Cayaspo cutting across, making the play, nipping Erstad by an eyelash. So now Willett, the tying run at second base with one out for Howie Kendrick. Pitch on the way, a change up high, ball one. Kendrick bounced out to Cayaspo at third, his first time up. So Kendrick awaiting as the 1-0 comes home. Hard breaking ball inside at the knees, 2-0 the count on Howie. 1 for 4 yesterday. He now has an 8-game hitting streak working, although that was the first time in the 8-game hitting streak that he didn't have at least 2 hits. The 2-0 pitch, the change-up strike on the outside corner at the knees, 2-1. Well, it's the tying run at second base with 1 out, top of the third. 2-1 the score in favor of Tucson. Al Murphy ready, the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball through the hole to left field, a base hit. Willett had to hold up, and so he can only advance to third. But Howie Kendrick extends his hitting streak to 9 games, and the Bees have runners at the corners with 1 out. That'll bring up Nick Gorneau, who doubled to left center field, his first time up. So an opportunity now, the Bees with the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first with 1 out. So Gorneau at the plate. Again, he's lost his lead in the league and runs batted in. He's 1 behind Nelson Cruz of Nashville starting today's play. Now the pitch. Strike on the outside corner at the knees, 0-1. Cruz did not have a run batted in, I believe, today. No, he did not. A chance to tie him up with a base hit or a sacrifice fly here for Nick Gorneau as Murphy delivers the 0-1. Fastball outside at the belt. That evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gorneau deep in the box. The outfield playing him to right center as Murphy delivers over to first base. And back in easily is Howie Kendrick. 2-1 ball game now. The Bees within 1. The tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first. 1 out here in the third. Murphy ready. The pitch to Gorneau is skied to center field. It'll be deep enough to score the run. Young back about 10 feet in front of the track. He'll make the catch. Kendrick will hold at first base on the sacrifice fly and run batted in as Willett steps across the plate. He didn't crawl. He actually walked across. And for Gorneau, his 47th run batted in, and we're all tied at 2-2. For Gorneau, that is his 3rd sacrifice fly of the year. That's 2nd on the ball club. Adam Pavkovich leads with 6. So a 2-2 ball game, a runner at first, 2 out for Jeff Mathis, who walked his first time up. Moved to first, and Kendrick is back. So Gorneau back into a tie for the league lead with Nelson Cruz. At 47 runs batted in, Scott Hairston of Tucson next with 46. Now the pitch. Mathis pops one up off the end of his bat into left field. Scott Hairston coming in, now waits and makes the catch to retire the side. But the Bees score 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1 runner as we go to the bottom of the third. We're all tied up. It's the Bees 2, Tucson 2 on ESPN 1230.
Hey, Bees fans, you know the next best thing to cheering on your Bees after a home run is biting into a mouth-watering chili cheeseburger. Satisfy your cravings and your wallet today with a 99-cent chili cheeseburger. Wiener Schnitzel's famous chili smothered on a cheeseburger. It's only for a limited time and only at Wiener Schnitzel, the world's largest hot dog chain. And while you're there, don't forget to try the new Tasty Freeze Brownie Freezy. Chewy brownies and creamy vanilla soft serve topped with chocolate syrup. Wiener Schnitzel is the official hot dog of the Salt Lake Bees.
It's coming, and it's coming fast. The world's greatest riders on the world's fastest motorcycles, escaping danger at every turn. It's the AMA Superbike Championship at Miller Motorsports Park. Miller Motorsports Park delivers Utah onto the stage of world-class racing
with the inaugural Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, presented by Parts Unlimited. See this thrilling race Friday, June 16th through Sunday, June 18th. See every hair-raising turn on the newest, longest, and finest racetrack ever built in North America. Plus, you'll witness AMA Supermoto riders competing in a high-flying aerial assault that will have you holding your breath. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster or by calling 325-SEAT. That's 325-SEAT. The Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, June 16th through the 18th at the brand new Miller Motorsports Park in Tooele. It'll make your heart race. For more details, visit MillerMotorsportsPark.com.
Now back to more Salt Lake Bees baseball with Steve Klauke on ESPN 1230 AM.
All right, we go to the bottom of the third. It's a 2-2 ball game. Scott Hairston, Chris Young, Chris Carter, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up to face right-hander Casey Ohlenberger. Hairston to lead it off, walked his first time up. Just a reminder, when the Bees return home, if a player hits for the cycle during a home game this season, a regulation 9-inning game, you could win $10,000. We'll tell you how after the first pitch to Hairston. Curveball, strike 0-1. It's the SMC Capital Management Hit for the Cycle contest, courtesy of Gary Gigi of SMC Capital Management. All you have to do is register at the Franklin Covey Field Customer Service booth. Here's a swing and a dribbler foul at the third base side, 0-2. If a Bees player hits for the cycle during that game, you could be the lucky person drawn to win $10,000. Again, register when you're at the game to the Franklin Covey Field Customer Service booth. And don't forget to check out www.retirementsource.net for more information on SMC Capital Management, Architects of Wealth. Now Ohlenberger ready, the 2-strike pitch. Fastball outside at the belt, 1-2 the count on Hairston, who walked his first time up. Sun still a factor in right field, but no longer on the infield here in Tucson. The 1-2 delivery. Harrison swings and lofts it in the air to left center field. Willits and Erstad converging. Darren Erstad with the call. And the catch into left center field for the out. Willits going to his left. Erstad to his right. Erstad, the center fielder, taking charge and making the play for out number 1. That'll bring up Chris Young, who flied out to Erstad his first time up. Third foot out of the game already for Erstad. Again, this could very possibly be his final game in a Salt Lake uniform. On this rehab assignment, the pitch to Chris Young is a curveball low, ball 1. 1-0 the count on Young. Showed his speed with a bunt single earlier in this series. Showed his power with a home run. The 1-0 delivery, fastball tap foul behind home plate, and that evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Young, acquired from the White Sox. The Javier Vasquez trade last December that also involved El Duque, Orlando Hernandez coming to Phoenix. Now the wind by Ohlenberger and the 1-1. Up a little bit high with a breaking ball. 2-1 the count. Chris Young, right-handed batter. Just 22 years old. The pitch. Swing and a miss to the slider, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, this Tucson ball club, they've won all 7 games on this current homestand. They have the best record in the PCL right now at 38-25. The 2-2 delivery swung on, line towards left, but Reggie Willits coming in is there. He'll reach up over his head and put it away for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down in the third. That'll bring up Chris Carter, who walked and scored in the second inning. They're 9-0 on Sundays coming into this one. They're just playing good baseball. Again, they have the best record in the league. These actually had the best record in the league when this series began. But back-to-back last-at-bat wins on Thursday and Friday. Pitch on the way. Off-speed and over for a strike, 0-1 as the Bees added to their league-leading total of 15 blown saves on the year. And have lost 10 games in the opposition's final at-bat. They've only won 3 games in the final at-bat. There's a fastball high, 1-1 in all 3 cases, breaking ties. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Left-handed hitting Chris Carter at the plate. 2-2 ball game. Tucson getting their runs in the second inning. The Bees getting theirs in this, the top of the third. Now the 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Carter out in front of a changeup, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carter with that straightaway stance at the plate. The left-handed batter awaits, and the pitch is sliced down the left field line. A long run for Willett. Dives and makes the backhanded grab to take extra bases away from Chris Carter with a fine diving backhanded grab down the line in left field. And that could very well be our Mountains West Ranches defensive play of the game. We'll let you know during the 10th inning show. 3 up and 3 down, so that's the first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game, brought to you by Keith Barton and Associates. It's just that easy. After 3 complete, it's the Bees 2 and Tucson 2 on ESPN 1230.
Hi, this is Mitch Jensen of Siegfried & Jensen. We all know Utah is a great sports state. Siegfried & Jensen is a proud sponsor of virtually all of Utah's professional teams: the Jazz, the Bees, the Blaze, the Grizzlies, and Real Soccer. In sports, winning is important. The same is true if you've been injured in an accident. To help ensure victory if you've been injured, you need a winning legal team on your side. Call us at Siegfried & Jensen at 1-800-INJURED. That's 1-800-INJURED. Siegfried & Jensen, your legal team if you've been injured.
Sir, can you hear me?
Imagine you've just been in a traffic accident.
Sir, can you hear me?
And right now, the pressure of the steering wheel against your chest is preventing you from answering this question, while your smashed door is preventing the emergency crew from providing you with the help you're very much in need of.
Okay, sir, we're going to get some equipment in here and get you out of there just as quickly as possible. We need those over here right away.
Imagine the feeling of knowing this happened because you were driving dangerously, driving when you maybe shouldn't have, or allowing yourself to be distracted. Imagine hoping you'll wake up from this nightmare, but not being able to. Imagine the flashing lights and the smell of gasoline.
Sir, can you squeeze my hand?
Now, imagine why they're not bothering to ask these questions to anyone else who was in your car. Consider this a reminder. No one understands the importance of driving safely like someone who didn't. 0 fatalities. It's a goal we can all live with.
Now let's go back to the ballpark for more Salt Lake Bees baseball. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
We go to the 4th inning in a 2-2 ball game. Mike Elward to lead things off against Bill Murphy. Takes the strike in the outside corner at the knees, 0-1. Elward drew a base on balls his first time up. 2-2 ball game. Murphy with the pitch. Low for a ball. In that Tampa Bay, Kansas City game, a strange triple play for the Royals didn't help them as they lost to the Devil Rays 8-2. Now the 2-1 pitch. Elward lifts one foul, slicing out of play, back into the seat. With Aubrey Huff at third, Rocco Baldelli on first, Russell Branyan flied out to David DeJesus in shallow center. Huff came home on the play. Baldelli attempted to take second on the throw home, who was thrown out by pitcher Scott Ellerton, who was backing up the throw to the plate. 2 pitches line foul, still 2-2. That was the second out. And then Angel Baroa tagged out Baldelli and then threw to Mark Tian at third base as the Royals claimed Huff had left early. Third base umpire Bob Davidson agreed, and there's the triple play. There's a curveball, strike 3 called, and at the knees. Backdoor breaking ball. Caught Elward looking. That's the third strikeout for Bill Murphy. 1 out in the 4th. That'll bring up Corey Myers, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Tough one on Corey. Bases were loaded with 1 out. And 3-2 pitch looked to be a good 6 inches outside. Now the pitch. Curveball, strike 0-1. We mentioned that Brandon Duckworth out of Kern was picked up by Kansas City in a trade today. Fastball outside at the knees, 1-1 for cash considerations. He'll start against the Angels on Tuesday. Duckworth was pitching for Pittsburgh's AAA affiliate at Indianapolis and was 8-3 with a 2.42 earned run average. The 1-1 pitch to Myers is low, ball 2. 2-1 the count on Corey. With 238 last year in 82 games here for Tucson. The pitch. Into the dirt, scooped up by the catcher Brito. Ball 3. 3-1 the count. Outfield shaded towards right. Ryan Buddy, the catcher, due next. 3-1 to Corey Myers. Bringing a roller towards the left side. Cut off by Cayaspo. Spins and throws to first for the out. Boy, that ball looked like it was ticketed for left field, but Alberto, with a quick play to his left, able to get to it. Once he did, he spun himself around to get himself in position for the throw and got Myers by plenty for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Ryan Buddy, who struck out swinging his first time up. Here's a pitch, ground ball up the middle and through into center field, a base hit. So Ryan Buddy aboard with a 2-out single, hit number 5 for the Bees in the ball game. That'll bring us to the top of the order, and Eric Ibar, who has singled and doubled, stolen 2 bases, and scored a run. Cleveland having their way at Chicago, trying to salvage the final game of that series. Indians over the White Sox 9-2 in the 7th inning. Another rough outing for Freddie Garcia. There goes Buddy on the bunt and run up the third base side, and it's going to kick foul. So the count on Ibar 0-1. Buddy going on the pitch. Ibar laying it down, but rolling it foul up the third base side. So no balls, 1 strike the count on Ibar, who slowly strolls back towards home plate. So 0-1 the count on Ibar. Again, he's 2 for 2. Now Murphy set the 0-1. Third ball strike on the inside corner at the knees, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes the count on Eric. Wearing number 8 right now. I'm sure he'll go back to his familiar number 3 when the Bees return home tomorrow. The 0-2 pitch to Ibar, swung on and popped up foul. First base side, playable for Carter right in the middle of the coach's box, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. No runs for the Bees on 1 hit. 1 runner was left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Bees 2, Tucson 2 on ESPN 1230.
SOS Staffing Services is a proud sponsor of Bees baseball. Just like the Salt Lake Bees, SOS is Utah's hometown team. Based in Salt Lake City for over 32 years, SOS has 27 strategically placed Utah offices to draft Utah's top talent. SOS specializes in direct placement, temp to hire, and temporary employment in fields such as administrative, technical, production assembly, labor, and many more. So the next time your business needs a pinch hitter or a top draft pick, call SOS Staffing Services.
Mountains West Ranches Recreational Properties has beautiful recreational and cabin properties conveniently located by Starvation Reservoir. They offer 5, 10, 20, 40, and 80-acre or larger parcels at reasonable pricing with guaranteed access and simple, easy owner, low-down, low-monthly financing. There's an abundance of wildlife, including deer and elk, that roam the property year-round. There are endless ATV trails, snowmobiling, hiking, boating, camping, fishing, horseback riding, spectacular views, and so much more. But most of all, you'll escape the rat race of the city and enjoy sheer peace, quiet, rest, and relaxation. Call us to schedule your appointment, 1-877-894-5658, or check our website at mwranches.com. Mountains West Ranches, where the air is clean, the skies are blue, the water is clear, and the magnificent views are waiting there for you to enjoy.
More Salt Lake Bees baseball coming up on ESPN 1230 AM.
All right, we go down to the bottom of the 4th inning. Bees 2, Tucson 2. Brian Barden, Matt Erickson, and Juan Brito due up. The 7, 8, 9 hitters in the Tucson batting order to face Casey Olenberger. Brian Barden flied out to Nick Gorno in right field his first time up. The pitch from Casey. Fastball strike on the outside corner, just under the belt, strike 1. Time now for a look at this date in Salt Lake TCL history, brought to you by Med1 Medical. the exclusive provider of Sleep Smart Gold. Here's a pitch on the 0-1, drilled back into center field, a base hit. Played on the third hop by Darren Erstad, and the leadoff man is aboard for Tucson for the third time in 4 innings. Hit number 4 for the Sidewinders, and that'll bring up Matt Erickson, who singled to center and scored his first time up. On this date, during the 2000 season, Doug Minkiewicz hit 2 home runs with 5 RBI to lead the Buzz to a 9-8 win over Oklahoma. Minkiewicz belts a 3-run homer in the first, a 2-run shot in the fifth. All 9 runs for Salt Lake came off of future Stinger starter Corey Lee. Fastball high, ball 1 to the left-hand hitting Erickson. More on Corey later in our Sunday update of Japanese baseball players who formerly played for Salt Lake. There goes the runner. The pitch is fouled. First, third base side out of play. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's tied 2-2. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Toss to first, and the runner is back. Now the right-hander Olenberger ready. Myers creeping in at third in case there's a bunt. Now the 1-1 pitch. Erickson drag bunt first base side up with it. Elward. Underhand lead to Olenberger. Out on a close play. And I think Erickson may have cost himself by making the head first dive to first base. Instead of just running through, you get a better chance. You maintain your speed. You don't slow yourself down. But he gets a nice hand for his hustle as he bunts the go-ahead run into scoring position at second base. That'll bring up Juan Brito, who reached on a fielder's choice, his first time up. Now Olenberger ready. The pitch. Strike. A fastball in there, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count on Brito. He can speed diving to avoid a potential tag, but no argument either, by the way, from the coach at first. Even though the fans seem to disagree. The 0-1 pitch on the way, fastball up and in, leans Brito back out of the way. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Brito has had his injury problems, 2 trips to the DL in 2003 alone. Coming up through the Royals organization with a fractured left hamate and a strained left hamstring. 1-1 pitch to Brito. Fastball foul back into the screen. 1-2. Looked like they had the pickoff play ready on that one as the shortstop Ibar had run in with the second base behind the runner. And Ryan Buddy behind the plate was popping up out of his crouch to get into position to make a throw. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Brito. Bottom of the 4th inning of a 2-2 game. Now Olenberger from the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, punch to the right side, fielded on 1 hop by Elward, and he'll take it 5 steps to the bag for out number 2. But on the play, Barden takes third. 2 down. The go-ahead run 90 feet away for Alberto Callaspo, who's walked and singled in 2 plate appearances. The single driving in the second of the 2 Sidewinder runs. Well, not a whole lot of scoring in that NBA game. 2:19 to go in the first half. It's Miami 25, Dallas 23. They're definitely playing at the Heat's pace. First pitch to Callaspo. Fastball strike on the inside corner at the belt, 0-1. As Callaspo is jackknifing to get out of the way. That pitch looked like it was inside off the corner, but Casey Olenberger gets the call from the home plate umpire. Now I understand that my computer screen score is incorrect. No balls, 1 strike the count. The pitch. Iaspo swings and fouls it back. Now the count's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Dallas 39, Miami 34. 2:18 to go in the first half. Still being played at the Miami pace. No balls, 2 strikes on Cayaspo. Brian Barden, the go-ahead run at third with 2 out. For the Sidewinders here in the fourth. Olenberger's 0-2 pitch. Cayaspo drills it to center field. On comes Erstad to make the running letter-high catch to retire the side. Cayaspo hit that one right on the nose, but it carried a little bit too far for him. And Aaron Erstad with a quick jump coming in, able to run it down for the third out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. We go to the fifth. The Bees 2 and Tucson 2 on ESPN 1230.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls, or the ham and Swiss bowls, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
Med1 Medical. Med1 Medical.
Are you using the same smelly mask and tubing that you got when you started? Masks and tubing should be replaced regularly. You won't believe how much nicer it is to breathe in a new mask. It's healthier, too. Call Med1 today at 800-248-5882. With a new mask, you'll have fewer colds and sore throats. Do you snore when you're wearing your CPAP? If your CPAP is working as it should, you should never snore when you have the CPAP machine on. An old, worn-out mask causes leaks and will not allow your CPAP machine to operate at the correct pressure. Schedule an appointment to visit our sleep laboratory and bring your CPAP machine, and we'll do a free pressure check and give you a free CPAP tube. Sign up for our Sleep Smart Gold maintenance program, and your first mask is free. Call 800-248-5882.
Med1 Medical. Med1 Medical.
Now more Salt Lake Bees baseball on ESPN 1230 AM. Here's Steve Klauke.
All right, we go to the fifth inning, a 2-2 game. Reggie Willits to lead it off. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Against Bill Murphy, he takes low and outside, ball 1. Darren Erstad and Howie Kendrick to follow, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Bees batting order here in the fifth inning at Tucson. Glad to have you with us on a Sunday night, the 1-0. Low and outside to the right-hand batter. 2-0 the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Order men in, guarding against the bunt. Reggie will occasionally lay down that bunt for a base hit. The 2-0 delivery. Way outside, ball 3. 3-0 the count. When Willits comes home, he'll have a 22-game on-base streak working. Tied with Jack Cust of Portland for the longest such streak this year in the league. 3-0 pitch, a strike on the outside corner today. He's 3-1. Outfield shaded towards right. The 3-1 delivery to Reggie. Line foul. Even if the Bees were to lose this game and go 3-5 on this road trip, they will have actually added a game and a half to their lead in the division. Obviously, they can make it a 2.5 game with a win here tonight. Full count on Reggie Willits at 3-2. Now the payoff pitch to Willits. Swinging a ground ball towards short. Charging for it through. Jump throws to first. It bounces in and gets by the first baseman Carter. And safe at first base is Willits. The ball winds up going out of play, and Reggie will go to second base. So now the Bees have the go-ahead run at second base with nobody out. It'll be a straight error on Drew, and the batter will be Darren Erstad, who drove in a run with a ground out his last time up. Don't forget, it's not too soon to start thinking about the July 4th. There's nothing more American than baseball and a terrific fireworks show, and you can get them both at Franklin Covey Field with the Salt Lake Bees taking on Colorado Springs that night. First pitch to Erstad, a breaking ball outside, ball one. Tickets on sale now, so get them while they're still available and make your plans to spend the 4th of July at the ballpark for baseball and fireworks, an All-American 4th of July. 1 ball, the count on Erstad as Murphy steps off. 2-2 ball game. Each team now has committed 1 error. Willits at second base, the 1-0. Erstad does his job, grounds it to the right side, up with it Barton, the flip to first for the out, but he gets Willits over to third with less than 2 out. So Erstad 0 for 3, that'll bring up Howie Kendrick, who's 1 for 2, with a go-ahead run at third and 1 out. Our 5th inning, middle of the game reset of the Tucson defensive alignment. Scott Hairston in left, Chris Young in center, Matt Erickson in right, Alberto Callaspo at third, Stephen Drew at short, Brian Barton at second, and Chris Carter at first. The battery of Bill Murphy pitching, and Juan Brito catching. The pitch to Kendrick, outside with a changeup at the knees, ball 1. I guess it was outside. Team pitches worse than that, called a strike tonight. Infield in all the way around, with a runner at third, 1 out. The 1-0 to Kendrick. Change up high and outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Now the left-hander ready. The 2-0 pitch to Kendrick. Fastball strike on the outside corner just under the belt, 2-1. Howie Kendrick started the night leading the league with a .410 batting average. He also leads the league in doubles with 19, on base percentage at .446, slugging percentage at .665 as he swings and misses at a breaking ball, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third base, 1 out. Now Murphy from the stretch, the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss at a fastball away. He struck him out. A huge strikeout for Bill Murphy there, his 4th. As Kendrick unable to bring in the run from third with less than 2 out. Now it'll take a 2-out hit from Nick Gorneau. He's doubled and driven in a run with a sacrifice fly. Howie Kendrick strikes out. The pitch to Gorneau, chopped on 1 hop to the hill, and Murphy's going to get out of the jam. The underhand toss to first, and that retires the side. The Bees had a runner at third, 1 out. They're 4 and 5 hitters to the plate, but a strikeout and a comebacker retires the side. They don't take advantage of the 2-base error. No runs, no hit. The error and 1 runner left on base. We're halfway through the scheduled 9-rounder. It's the Bees 2 and Tucson 2 on ESPN 1230.
Hi, Paul Hartman here. You know, if I were to hire somebody for my business, I would want to see their resume. That's why I think it's only fair to give you our resume right now. We have 20 years servicing the Wasatch area. Family owned and operated. Winner of last year's top technician training program. Always staffed 24 hours, 7 days a week. And we specialize in finding you the best solution for your comfort with energy savings. With over 71% repeat and customer referral rate, we know we're doing our job right. So, when you're in need, call Hartman Heating and Air, 264-8300. Serving the heart of your home and business.
Let's face it, life's full of little dings and dents, particularly when you or your teenager are driving. At Abra Auto Body and Glass, we realize not every fender bender requires a lengthy dialogue with an insurance agent. To keep your insurance premiums down, it's sometimes better to handle a repair on your own, especially when the damage is mostly just a cosmetic annoyance. Bring your dinged and dented vehicle to Abra and let us help you and your family get the quality repair you need at a price you can afford. We've been at it for over 20 years, and with the best trained technicians in the industry, we can make your car sparkle like it did before you or your teenager had an unfortunate mishap. So, even when you are not submitting an insurance claim, let Abra work with you to get an affordable, quality repair with a lifetime warranty. Auto Body Repair of America. Abra, America's most recommended. Call 1-888-USA-ABRA to schedule an immediate appointment.
Now back to more Salt Lake Bees baseball with Steve Klauke on ESPN 1230 AM.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 2-2. The Bees squander a great opportunity. A runner at second, nobody out there, and Erstad grounds it to the right side to get him at third base with only 1 out. but Howie Kendrick is struck out, and Nick Gorneau retired on a comebacker. So we're still tied at 2. Stephen Drew, Carlos Quentin, and Scott Hairston, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, due up for the Sidewinders here in the 5th. Drew is grounded into a double play and flying to deep center field. Darren Erstad making a fine running catch out on the track. So Drew 0 for 2. The pitch from Olenberger. Curveball, and it's an ease. A strike 0-1. Our 5th inning, middle of the game reset of the Bees' defensive alignment. After Olenberger delivers the 1-strike pitch to Drew. Swung on, flared down the left field line. A long run for Willits. Will he get there? Yes. On the run, makes the catch before crossing the stripe into foul territory for out number 1. Another fine play by Reggie Willits. That'll bring up Carlos Quentin, who has tripled and hit into an inning-ending fielder's choice. The Bees with Reggie Willits in left. Darren Erstad in center. Nick Gorneau in right. Corey Myers at third. Eric Ibar at short. Howie Kendrick at second. And Mike Elwood at first. A battery of Casey Olenberger pitching and Ryan Buddy catching. So Carlos Quentin the batter. And the first pitch from Olenberger. Breaking ball strike on the outside corner just below the belt. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. The pitch. Fastball foul. Backed it out of play. 0-2. Here between the ages of 8 and 13, help me call the action live from the press box of the Great Clips Junior broadcaster. Entered to win at any Wasatch Front Great Clips location. Relax. It's Great Clips. The Arizona Diamondbacks have a similar promotion on their radio broadcast, which was a cause for some embarrassment today. There's a breaking ball, low and outside, 1-2. A young man on, about 8, 9 years old. Diamondbacks at the time were trailing the Mets 13-2 in the midst of what would be their 7th straight loss. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Chopper past the mound. The shortstop Ibar to his left. From short center field has it and throws to first, and it's dropped by Elwood. Safe at first base is Quentin. I don't know how many times. Boy, I tell you what. I don't know what. Over at first base, that's about the 3rd or 4th time this year since joining the team that Elwood has just flat out dropped a throw. So that's the 2nd error for the Bees in the ball game. That'll bring up Scott Hairston, who's walked and fly to center field. Anyway, the young man was on. It was 13-2 Mets. The Diamondbacks in the midst of what would be their 7th straight loss. And 2 broadcasters, Greg Schulte, Tom Candiotti, paused for a moment, and the young man piped in, boy, it sure looks like the Diamondbacks could use some practice. There's a throw to first base, and the runner's back. And Quentin over at first. 1 out on the error by Elwood. For Mike, that is his 3rd error since joining the team. Now Olenberger set. The pitch. Long on, deep drive down the left field line, hooking towards the corner and going foul. Right size, wrong shape for Scott Hairston, and the count's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Chris Young, the center fielder, due next. Instead of 2 out and nobody on base. Potential go-ahead run at first with 1 out for the Sidewinders. Go to first, the runner back. He's really struggled defensively as of late, as we mentioned earlier. Fallen in the bottom 4 in the league defensively. And they've committed 9 errors in the 4 games of this series after not committing a single error in the series at Fresno. Here's a fly ball, deep left center field. Willits on the run, can't get to it. It bounces up against the barrier. Erstad plays the carom. They're going to wave the runner on home, and the cutoff throw is not made. It's an RBI double for Scott Hairston, and the Sidewinders take a 3-2 lead. An unearned run, as Quentin should have never been on first base. But Willits racing back. They might have had a chance to get Quentin at the plate, but the throw from Erstad skipped past the cutoff man, Eric Ibar, and by the time it got through to Howie Kendrick, it was too late. So 3-2 now, Tucson, with a runner at second base. And only 1 out. And the batter, Chris Young, he's flied out twice. Once to center and once to left. So now, a runner at second base. A pitch, breaking ball low, ball one. Boy, another unearned run. Now Olenberger ready in the 1-0. Drilled to right center field, a long run first, and that's going to be over his head and up against the wall. Rounding third and heading for home is Hairston. Young taking the turn at second. He's headed for third. The throw, the slide, he's safe. It'll be an RBI triple for Chris Young, and now the Sidewinders lead it 4-2. Last two balls have been crushed. But you have to wonder about A.C. Olenberger being shaken up by that error in a situation that he probably thought that he had a chance to get out of this inning. So the Bees get a runner at second base, nobody out, can't score in the top of the inning, and now the Sidewinders have scored two to reestablish a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the fifth. So now here's Chris Carter, the infield drawn in all the way around. There's a pitch grounded sharply past the pulled in infield into right, a base hit. Strolling in from third, Young. It's an RBI single for Carter, and now it's 5-2 Tucson. Still only one out. That'll bring up Brian Barden, who's 1 for 2. Single to center field, his last go-around. That'll bring a visit to the mound from Charles Nagy. I mean, you just never know but what might have happened in this inning if they get that out at first base. Again, Ibar fielding the ball in short center through what looked to be a perfect strike to first base, but Mike Elwer just flat out dropped it. And a team like Tucson, the way they can score runs, you open the door for them, they're going to barge right through. Not to mention the fact that this ball club is on a real roll right now, bidding for their 8th straight win, and now they lead it 5-2 here in the 5th against the slumping Bees. Pitch on the way, strike, the curveball in the inside corner at the knees, 0-1. A loss would drop the Bees to 6 games above 500. There's a pitch, check swing strike. 0-2 would be the first time since they were 17-11 back on May 6th. But still a long way to go in this one for the Bees to come back. They cannot keep squandering opportunities as they have tonight. The 0-2 delivery, fastball inside, leans Barden back out of the way, 1-2. Have the bases loaded with 1 out in the second inning, did not score. And again, they have the runner at second base, nobody out, runner at third, 1 out in the top of the 5th, and did not score. The throw to first base and back in standing is Carter. One ball, 2 strikes. Olenberg ready. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a breaking ball. First strikeout for Casey Olenberger. And there's 2 down here in the 5th. That'll bring up Matt Erickson, who singled to center and scored in the second. Laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 4th. 3 runs across, 1 of them unearned. Any further runs would be unearned as well. The pitch, swing and a foul, back to the screen, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. He's just not making the plays both at the plate or in the field these days. Here's a breaking ball low, ball 1. 1-1 the count. And again, even with a loss, they will have gained a game and a half in the standings during this road trip. Despite going 3-5, if they lose, they will have gained 2.5 games if they come back and win this thing. Throw to first base, and Carter's back in standing, almost overran the bag, but was just able to keep that left foot on. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Erickson. Olenberger ready, the pitch. Her ball just missed outside at the knees, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Bottom of the fifth inning, 3 runs across for Tucson as they snap a 2-all tie. Now Olenberger set the 2-1 pitch. Bringing a ground foul up the first base side. That evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Matt Erickson. Runner at first base, Chris Carter. Now Olenberger ready, the 2-2. Swinging a grounder past the mound. Kendrick to his right, backhand. Makes the underhand flip to high bar for the force out on Carter to retire the side. But 3 more runs across for Tucson. 1 of them unearned. 3 hits, a costly error, and 1 runner was left on base. At the end of 5, it's now Tucson 5, the Bees 2 on ESPN 1230.
When it's time for your next set of tires, do you want the tire with the best warranty in the business? Then you should head to Big O Tires. When it's time for your next pair of Bees baseball game tickets, do you want free tickets and a chance to win $50,000? Then get to Big O Tires for an entry form and details. No purchase necessary. Big O Tires, Utah's #1 tire store.
A reputation you can ride on. Big O Tires.
Hershey's presents the Soul to Soul 2 Tour, starring Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. It's been 6 long years. Now the wait is over. By overwhelming demand, a second show added. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill in the round. It combines over 60 million records sold and 35 #1 singles. Electrifying performances by Tim and Faith in the concert event of the year. 2 superstars, 1 stage. A night you'll never forget. Tickets are on sale now at the Delta Center box office, Ticketmaster. Charge by phone or get them at Ticketmaster.com. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Don't miss Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Presented by Hershey. Produced by AEG Live and Outback Concerts.
Now let's go back to the ballpark for more Salt Lake Bees baseball. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
All right, 6th inning. Bees trailing by 3 at 5-2. Jeff Mathis, Mike Elward, and Corey Myers to face lefty Bill Murphy. Time now for our 6th inning update of the Abra scoreboard on this Sunday. Most of the action completed around the PCL as well as the major leagues. Matter of fact, this is the only game still going on in the PCL, and there's only 1 game going on in the majors. Mike Elwer had a Jeff Mathis to lead it off. He's walked and flied to left field. Round Rock edged Iowa today, 6-5 in Des Moines. Oklahoma scored 3 in the 9th to defeat Omaha 4-2. At Colorado Springs, Fresno beat the Sky Sox 6-2. First pitch to Jeff Mathis on the way, and it's high and outside, ball 1. Tacoma blasted Las Vegas 8-1. Now the 1-0 to Mathis. Low and outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Sacramento got a run in the 7th to edge Portland 2-1. The run set up by a sacrifice bunt by Scott McLean, the Sacramento third baseman. 2-0 pitch, a fastball outside, 3-0. I bring it up because that was McLean's first sacrifice bunt since 1998. New Orleans scored 5 in the bottom of the 9th, but it wasn't enough. They lose to Nashville 7-5. Now the 3-0 to Mathis. Striking at the letters, 3-1. Memphis defeated Albuquerque 2-1, scoring 2 runs in the first and making it hold up. 3-1 to Mathis. High and outside, he walked him for the second time tonight. That's the 4th free pass given out by Bill Murphy. But only one of those walks has turned into a run so far. A right-hander gets up now in the Tucson bullpen. I believe that's Jeff Bajanaru out there, as Mike Parrott will buy some time for the right-hander warming up in the bullpen and go out and pay a visit to Murphy on the mound. In the American League, it's all Cleveland tonight in Chicago. They're in the ninth, leading the White Sox 10-2. Former Sidewinder Alex Cintron with his second home run of the year for Chicago. At Boston, in the first of a doubleheader, former Buzzman David Ortiz with a 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth to beat Texas 5-4. Rangers left nothing to down to the nightcap, routing the Red Sox 13-6. Don Wasden, who threw a magnificent game against the Bees earlier this year, got the win for the Rangers. Oakland beat the Yankees 6-5 to finish off the sweep there. Barry Zito now 7-3. Detroit doubled up Toronto at Rogers Center 10-5. Minnesota blanked Baltimore 4-0, a 3-hitter for Francisco Liriano. Tampa Bay beat Kansas City on 6 home runs, 8-2. First pitch swinging, Elward pops it foul to the right of home plate, strike one. Seattle beat the Angels 6-2. National League Finals, Washington whipped Philadelphia 6-0. The Cubs clobber Cincinnati 9-3. Cardinals get by the Brewers 7-5 in Milwaukee. The 0-1 to Elward. Swung on and lofted into left center field. Scott Harrison going back, still going back, and that one's off the wall. Here comes Mathis to third. He's being waved on in as Mike Elward stands at second base with an RBI double. And now it's Tucson 5 and the Bees 3. Elward with his 4th double and his 14th run batted in. A long drive that just missed, leaving the yard by about 2 feet. And that's going to be all for Bill Murphy as manager Chip Hale comes out of the Tucson dugout. So that's going to be all for the Tucson Southpaw. He'll leave with a 5-3 lead and a runner at second base and nobody out. We'll tell you about the new Tucson pitcher when we return after this 1-minute timeout for a pitching change on ESPN 1230.
If you're in the market for a home theater system or a new TV, RC Willey is the only place to shop. No one has a larger selection of complete home theater systems, high-definition big screens, flat-panel LCD, and plasma TVs. Items are in stock for same-day delivery. Choose from the name brands you prefer, including Sony, Panasonic, Samsung, Mitsubishi, and Toshiba. Come in today and find out how you can pay 0 interest for 12 months on purchases of $4.99 or more. RC Willey, one place, so many possibilities.
I got hurt in a car wreck, and I've got some questions. Is it normal if I hurt worse the day after the accident? Can I choose the doctor? Can I settle my case without going to court? Shouldn't I just trust the insurance company to give me what's fair?
I'm attorney Keith Barton, and I can help. These are the kinds of questions I answer every day.
Until I called Keith Barton, I had no idea how it really worked. I called and he got me $200,000. How's that for an answer?
If you've been in a car wreck and you're hurt, call me at area code 801. It's easy.
More Salt Lake Bees baseball coming up on ESPN 1230 AM.
So left-hander Jeff Bajanaro comes on for Tucson for the 27th time this year in 31 innings. He's given up 26 hits, 17 runs, 13 of them earned. He has struck out 34 and walked 17. He's won 3 and lost 2. His 6 saves, a 3.77 earned run average. PCL batting .228 against right-hander Jeff Bajanaro, making his 6th appearance of the year against Salt Lake. He's allowed only 1 run on, or 2 runs, 1 earned on just 1 hit in 6 innings of work. He'll inherit a runner at second base and nobody out. Corey Myers, the batter, called out on strikes in the second, grounded out to third in the 4th inning. So Bajanaro now called upon to hold on to this lead. We're only in the 6th inning. He's leading or trailing 5-3. First pitch on the way and skied by Corey Myers to deep left field. Hairston backpedaling, still going back on the track. He'll make the catch. Tagging at second base, Elward. He'll advance to third. Myers hit that one to the edge of the track near the 388 sign in left field. Just missed tying the game up. As it is, a runner at third base now. 1 out for Ryan Buddy, who's 1 for 2. Single to center field in the last time up. So a chance for the Bees with a base hit here, or even a routine grounder to the infield as the infield's playing back to bring the Bees to within a run. Bajanaro ready, the pitch. a little bit high with a changeup, ball one. And Bajanaro has been extremely difficult. He was the one that Arizona acquired in the trade for Alex Cintron back in early March. The 1-0 pitch bounced in for a ball, 2-0 as Cintron went to the White Sox. Bajanaro facing Buddy. Buddy struck out the only time he's faced him this year. 2 balls, no strikes to count on Buddy. Bajanaro's pitch, fastball high, 3-0 the count. Eric Ibar is due next. 3-0 the count. Now the right-hander ready, and the 3-0 pitch to Buddy. Green light, line drive, base hit down the left field line and rolling towards the corner. Elward strolls in from third. Chasing it down, Hairston is Buddy's into second base with an RBI double. And it's now Tucson 5 and the Bees 4. As Brian Harper gave Ryan Buddy the green light on 3-0, and he drilled it just beyond the outstretched glove of the lunging Alberto Callaspo. So Buddy with his 8th double and his 20th run batted in, and now the Bees have the tying run at second with 1 out for Eric Ibar. Ibar 2 for 3. Turns around to bat left-handed. That closes the books on Murphy's line. Now Bajanaro ready, and the pitch to Eric Ibar. A little bit high, ball 1. Murphy goes 5 innings plus 2 batters, gives up 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Now Bajanaro ready, and the 1-0 to Ibar. Third ball in for a strike, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Eric, who singled, stole second in the first, doubled, stole third, and scored in the third. He fouled out to first in the 4th inning. Corner man in, guarding against the bunt, as Bajanaro delivers the 1-1. Breaking ball, just inside under the letters, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Buddy, the lead at second base. The shortstop drew in behind him. Try to keep him a little close. Now Bajanaro ready. The 2-1 pitch. Ibar swings and fouls it back. Up out of play, and the count's even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 in for the Bees here in the 6th. 5-4 Tucson. Now Bajanaro ready. The 2-2 pitch to Ibar. Swinging a ground foul into the Bees dugout at first. Tucson took a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 2nd inning, only to have the Bees come back the next half inning to tie it at 2. Tucson gets 3 in the bottom of the 5th. The Bees so far have scored 2 in the top of the 6th inning, and have the tying run at second base with 1 out. Bajanaro ready, and the 2-2 again to Ibar. Swinging a ground foul at home plate, till 2-2. Reggie Willits is due next. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ibar out of the batter's box momentarily. Ibar 0 for 1 against Bajanaro this year. That was way back in April. Outfield. Bunts towards the middle. In left and in center. Straight away in right. So a big gap in right center field for Ibar. Bajanaro ready, and the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball into the dirt. Ball 3. Fills the count on Ibar at 3-2. He's trying to get back into this one. Trying to avoid being swept for the first time in a series this year, after dropping the first 3 here in Tucson. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bajanaro ready. The payoff pitch. Swinging a ground ball to second. Fielded by Brian Barden on the second hop. The toss to first in time for the out. On the play, Buddy takes third. So 2 outs, the tying run 90 feet away for Reggie Willett. Lined into a double play in the first, walked in, scored in the third, and reached on a 2-base throwing error by the shortstop Drew in the 5th inning. So tying run at third, 2 outs. Aguinaldo leads the pitching staff with 5 wild pitches, so Buddy's got to be ready. At third base. Corner man in to guard against the bunt by Willett as Aguinaldo deals. Strike on the inside corner at the knees, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Willett tapping the plate with his bat. Looking out at Aguinaldo, who comes set for the 0-1 pitch. Off speed and a little bit high, 1-1. Aguinaldo thought he had that one in the strike zone. If it did miss, it didn't miss by much, that's for sure. Reggie Willett 0 for 2 officially today, but 6 for 15, a .400 average in this series. The 1-1 pitch inside, a ball, 2-1. That one whistled past Reggie's twisted right shoulder. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now Aguinaldo ready, and the 2-1 to Willett. Hot foul, third base side. Callaspo near the railing, reaches in but can't get it as it hits in the second row. Reese tried to push that one back towards the field of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. A runner at third, 2 out, top of the 6th. He's trailing by a run at 5-4. Willett trying to knock in Ryan Buddy with the tying run over at third base. The 2-2 from Aguinaldo. Swung on and popped up left center field. The left fielder Hairston there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. 2-run score, though, on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner was left stranded at third base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Tucson 5, the Bees 4 on ESPN 1230.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls, or the ham and Swiss bowls, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
It's coming, and it's coming fast. The world's greatest riders on the world's fastest motorcycles, escaping danger at every turn. It's the AMA Superbike Championship at Miller Motorsports Park. Miller Motorsports Park delivers Utah onto the stage of world-class racing with the inaugural Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, presented by Parts Unlimited. See this thrilling race Friday, June 16th through Sunday, June 18th. See every hair-raising turn on the newest, longest, and finest racetrack ever built in North America. Plus, you'll witness AMA Supermoto riders competing in a high-flying aerial assault that will have you holding your breath. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster or by calling 325-SEAT. That's 325-SEAT. The Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, June 16th through the 18th at the brand new Miller Motorsports Park in Tooele. It'll make your heart race. For more details, visit MillerMotorsportsPark.com.
Now more Salt Lake Bees baseball on ESPN 1230 AM. Here's Steve Klauke.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 1-run game again at 5-4 in favor of Tucson. It'll be Juan Brito, Alberto Callaspo, and Stephen Drew, the 9, 1 and 2 hitters due up. Juan Brito 0 for 2, grounded out to first his last time up. Jonathan Rauenhorst up in the Salt Lake bullpen. Casey Olenberger's first pitch is lined up the alley in right center field. Aaron Erstad chasing it down. Brito with the turn at first, on his way to second with a double. As Olenberger looked like he hung a breaking ball, Brito stayed back on it and drilled it into right center field. So Brito's 7th double, and that'll bring up Alberto Callaspo's 1 for 2 with a run batted in. So here is Callaspo now. Corner man in, expecting a bunt. Olenberger ready, and the pitch. Up high, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Rowan Horst heating up in the Salt Lake pen. Olenberger giving up 4 hits, 3 of them for extra bases in the last couple of innings. Here's a swing and a ground ball, right side. Kendricks got it. Over to first in time for the out, but Callaspo does his job getting Brito over to third base. So 1 out, the batter will be Stephen Drew. Brian Harper poised at the top step of the dugout, and that's going to be all for Casey Olenberger as he wants the left-hander Rowan Horst in to face the left-handed hitting Stephen Drew. So that's going to be all for Casey Olenberger. We'll give you the numbers on Jonathan Rowan Horst when we return after this 1-minute timeout for a pitching change on ESPN 1230. Well, I guess we're not going to take a break as Jonathan Rowan Horst comes in, making his team-leading 25th appearance. In 31 innings, he's given up 30 hits, 19 runs, 18 of which have been earned, struck out 23 and walked 14. He's hit 2 batters, no wild pitches thrown, and 3 home runs allowed. Rowan Horst is 2-4 with a 5.23 earned run average. The PCL batting .252 against left-hander Jonathan Rowan Horst. He'll inherit a runner at third base with 1 out. And Stephen Drew will be the batter. Tough situation with a runner at third, 1 out. So far this year, Rowan Horst has allowed only 1 of 11 inherited runners to score. Conversely, though, first batters faced are hitting .318 against Jonathan. 7 for 22. Can't close the books on Olenberger's line. He's responsible for Brito at third base. And a reminder, the Bees back home tomorrow to open up a 14-game homestand, the longest of the season. They'll open it with 2005 American League Cy Young Award winner Bartolo Colon getting the start, the second rehab start in the Salt Lake uniform, the third overall rehab assignment for Colon as he's about ready to come off the disabled list. He's been on since late April with inflammation in his right shoulder. So here is Drew, who's grounded into a double play, fly to center, and skied to left field. Drew on the year, 0 for 3 with a strikeout against Rowan Horst. With a runner at third, 1 out, Jonathan could use another punch out here. First pitch with the infield in. Curveball high, ball 1. Carlos Quentin, the designated hitter, is due next. 1 ball, no strikes. Rowan Horst looks in, gets his sign. Now the lefty deals. Low curve outside at the knees, a ball, and it's 2-0. Rowan Horst appeared on Thursday in this series, did not allow a hit or a run in 2 innings. He walked 2 and struck out 2. 2 balls, no strikes on Drew. The pitch. Hops him up. Third base side. Near the railing. Myers, does he have room? He does, and makes the backhanded catch for the out. So Drew retired as he went after the 2-0 pitch. Hit it sky high, and the ball just barely stayed in play for Corey Myers. So 2 out now, and here's Carlos Quentin, who's 1 for 3. Reached on an error by the first baseman Elward his last time up. Quentin this year, 0 for 1 plus a walk against Rowan Horse. Runner at third, 2 out, bottom of the 6th. Tucson leading 5-4. Trying to pick up an insurance run. The first pitch, a fastball in the dirt, pitch stopped by Ryan Buddy. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Now Rowan Horse ready. The 1-0. Fastball high, 2-0 to count. The infield back. The outfield deep and around towards left. Brito doubled, was moved to third on a ground out. Stays there on the foul out by Drew. Now the 2-0 pitch to Quentin. Line towards left. Willett going back, and he has to play the carom off the wall as he got fooled on that one. Brito in from third scores on the double by Carlos Quentin, and it's now a 6-4 ball game. I think Reggie might have had a play on that one, but he turned the wrong way initially, and that ball was a line drive. He didn't have a lot of time to adjust his route, and he had to eventually just turn around and play that ball to actually hit at the very bottom of the fence. So the Sidewinders have their 2-run lead again, and that closes the books on Olenberger. 5 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, and a strikeout. And now here's Scott Hairston, who's 1 for 2 with a double. A run scored and a run batted in. A pitch on the way. Breaking ball low, ball 1. He got away with a 2-0 pitch on Drew. Did not get away with a 2-0 pitch on Carlos Quentin. One ball to count here on Scott Hairston. 6-4 Sidewinders here in the 6th inning. Now Rowan Horse ready with a 1-0. Swing and a foul off the right shin guard of the catcher Ryan Buddy. And the count's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count. 6-4 Sidewinders here in the 6th. Difference in the ball game, a couple of unearned runs. Now Rowan Horse from the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. Harrison, it's a roller toward short. Ivar gobbles it up, throws to first, and it's dug out of the dirt by Elward, and that retires the side. But the Sidewinders pick up an insurance run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. We go to the 7th. It's Tucson 6, the Bees 4 on ESPN 1230.
When it's time for your next set of tires, do you want the tire with the best warranty in the business? Then you should head to Big O Tires. When it's time for your next pair of Bees baseball game tickets, do you want free tickets and a chance to win $50,000? Then get to Big O Tires for an entry form and details. No purchase necessary. Big O Tires, Utah's #1 tire store.
A reputation you can ride on Big O Tires.
It's coming, and it's coming fast. The world's greatest riders on the world's fastest motorcycles, escaping danger at every turn. It's the AMA Superbike Championship at Miller Motorsports Park. Miller Motorsports Park delivers Utah onto the stage of world-class racing with the inaugural Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, presented by Parts Unlimited. See this thrilling race Friday, June 16th through Sunday, June 18th. See every hair-raising turn on the newest, longest, and finest racetrack ever built in North America. Plus, you'll witness AMA Supermoto riders competing in a high-flying aerial assault that will have you holding your breath. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster or by calling 325-SEAT. That's 325-SEAT. The Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, June 16th through the 18th at the brand new Miller Motorsports Park in Tooele. It'll make your heart race. For more details, visit MillerMotorsportsPark.com.
Now back to more Salt Lake Bees baseball with Steve Klauke on ESPN 1230 AM.
He's down by 2 again as they go into the 7th inning, down 6-4. Darren Erstad, Howie Kendrick, and Nick Gorneau, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, due up in the Salt Lake batting order to face right-hander Jeff Bajanaro into his second full inning of relief after coming in 2 batters into the 6th inning with nobody out. First pitch to Erstad into the dirt, ball 1. Aaron's 0 for 3 on ground outs in this game. One of them driving in a run, another advancing a runner from second to third with less than 2 out. Now the pitch on the way. Erstad takes a strike at the knees, 1-1. And now for the Bees, Zions Bank 7th inning game summary. 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for Tucson. 4 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for the Bees. The 1-1 pitch to Erstad. Curveball low, 2-1 the count. Bees have left 7 runners on base. The Sidewinders have also left 7 on. 2 balls, 1 strike the count on Erstad. The pitch low, ball 3. 3-1 the count. Tucson 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. The Bees 2 in the 3rd inning and 2 more in the 6th. 3 balls, 1 strike the count on Darren Erstad, leading off for the Bees here in the 7th inning. Bajanaro ready, the 3-1 to Erstad. Swung on and popped up. Shallow left, the shortstop Drew backpedaling out, makes stand, he dropped the ball. A break for the Bees as Drew waved everybody off and then flat out dropped the ball out in left field. That'll be an error on Drew. His 2nd error of the ball game. Well, let's see if the Bees can't capitalize on that mistake. So here's Howie Kendrick, 1 for 3. Struck out swinging his last time up with a runner at third base. And 1 out. The infield was in a position where the run would have scored on a ground ball. So now a runner at first base, nobody out. Let's see if the Bees can take advantage of the error. They didn't on the first one, which was a leadoff 2-base error on a bad throw by Drew. Bajanaro ready, and the first pitch to Kendrick. Up high with a change-up, ball 1. Nick Gorneau would be up next. Bajanaro ready. Throw to first, and Erstad is back. For the 7th inning game summary brought to you by Zions Bank. At Zions Bank, they haven't forgotten who keeps them in business. Right-hander Casey Daigle up in the Tucson bullpen. Now Bajanaro ready, and the 1-0 pitch to Kendrick. Swing and a miss as the bottom dropped down on that splitter, and the count's even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield shaded towards right. Bajanaro ready, and the 1-1 to Kendrick. Instead, the turn of the toss to first, and Erstad dives back in safely. Kendrick waving that bat up over his head as Bajanaro comes set. Now the 1-1 pitch. Tried to hold up on a breaking ball, couldn't do it, and the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Short lead at first for Darren Erstad as the 1-2 pitch comes home. Erstad takes off, swing and a miss for the strikeout. Throw to second base on the head-first line, he's in. Stolen base for Darren Erstad, and the runner at second base, but now 1 out as Kendrick strikes out for the 2nd time. 1 away, that'll bring up Nick Gorneau, retired on a comebacker to the hill his last time up. Well, not much of a game in Game 2 of the NBA Finals going on. It's been all Dallas. I'll tell you after the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 78-51 Mavericks. 2:29 left in the 3rd. The Mavs about ready to go to Miami, up 2-0. No balls, 1 strike on Gorneau. Now Bajanaro's pitch. Swung on, and that's popped up. short right field. Bard and the second baseman there, and he hangs on for the out. 2 away. That'll leave it up to Jeff Mathis. 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. So now runner at second base, 2 out. The Bees in danger of not taking advantage of the error, as they did not in the 5th. A pitch to Mathis on the way. High and inside to the right-hand batter. Ball 1 the count on Mathis. 2 hits in each of the first 2 games of the series. For each of the last 2 games, I should say, 1 hit in the opener. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mathis facing Bajanero for the first time. 1 ball, 1 strike. The right-hander ready, and the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. White Sox have scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th, but they still trail Cleveland 10-7. One and two the count on Mathis. Bajanaro 1 strike away from getting out of the jam. The pitch. Fastball high, 2-2. Mike Elward would be next. Each team has made 2 errors. The Sidewinders have taken advantage of both Salt Lake miscues for runs. The Bees have been unable to cash in on the errors by Tucson. The 2-2 pitch on the way. He struck him out swinging on a fastball, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by America First Credit Union. For any financial needs, come to America First Credit Union, where members come first. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 6-4 Tucson on ESPN 1230.
Hey, Bees fans, you know the next best thing to cheering on your Bees after a home run is biting into a mouth-watering chili cheeseburger. Satisfy your cravings and your wallet today with the 99-cent chili cheeseburger. Wiener Schnitzel's famous chili smothered on a cheeseburger. It's only for a limited time and only at Wiener Schnitzel, the world's largest hot dog chain. And while you're there, don't forget to try the new Tasty Freeze Brownie Freezies. Chewy brownies and creamy vanilla soft serve topped with chocolate syrup. Wiener Schnitzel is the official hot dog of the Salt Lake Bees.
Hi, Paul Hartman here. You know, if I were to hire somebody for my business, I would want to see their resume. That's why I think it's only fair to give you our resume right now. We have 20 years servicing the Wasatch area. Family owned and operated. Winner of last year's top technician training program. Always staffed 24 hours, 7 days a week. And we specialize in finding you the best solution for your comfort with energy savings. With over 71% repeat and customer referral rate, we know we're doing our job right. So, when you're in need, call Hartman Heating and Air, 264-8300. Serving the heart of your home and business.
I got hurt in a car wreck, and I've got some questions. Is it normal if I hurt worse the day after the accident? Can I choose the doctor? Can I settle my case without going to court? Shouldn't I just trust the insurance company to give me what's fair?
I'm attorney Keith Barton, and I can help. These are the kinds of questions I answer every day.
Until I called Keith Barton, I had no idea how it really worked. I called and he got me $200,000. How's that for an answer?
If you've been in a car wreck and you're hurt, call me at area code 801. It's easy.
Now let's go back to the ballpark for more Salt Lake Bees baseball. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Still 6-4 Tucson. It'll be Chris Young, Chris Carter, and Brian Bard in the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up to face left-hander Jonathan Rowenhorst. Chris Young crippled in a run and scored in a big 3-run 5th inning that broke a 2-2 tie and put the Sidewinders out in front. Rowenhorst delivers, and it's fouled off deep down the right field line, slicing out a play for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to count. The Yankees fall to the A's today, 6-5. Oakland sweeps the Yankees in New York for the first time since 1994. The A's only trailed twice in the entire series. There's a pitch. Hop foul. out of play. First base side 0-2. Only trailed for 2 innings during that entire series. Today's win for Barry Zito snapped the personal 7-game skid against New York. No balls, 2 strikes. The count on Chris Young. Now Rowan-Horst, the big leg kick in the 0-2. Fastball low, 1-2 the count on Young. And the Bees will be trailing going into the 8th. They have not won a game this year. When trailing after 7, they are 0-19. They're 0-22 when trailing after 8. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Curveball inside, backs Young away. And that evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2,573. They're all excited about their first place Sidewinders. There's a pitch driven in the air to deep left center field. Willett's going back to the edge of the warning track, makes the catch. Staggers backwards but hangs on. Fine play by Reggie Willett in the alley in left center to take extra bases away from Chris Young. So 1 away. That'll bring up Chris Carter, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single his last time up. So 1 out here in the 7th inning. He's in the top of the 8th inning. We'll have Elward, Myers, and Buddy 2 up. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball, and it's an ease to Carter. A strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Jonathan Rowan-Horst in relief of Casey Ohlenberger. The pitch. Down low, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. They're now at the end of 3 quarters. Dallas 82, Miami 58. Now the 1-1 pitch. Into the dirt, bounces by the catcher Buddy, and back to the screen. The count's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. He's trailing by 2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning at 6-4. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses downstairs. Ball 3. 3-1 the count. Yeah, this is the final game between these 2 teams this year during the regular season. 3-1 pitch on the way. Low, ball 4. First walk issued by Rowan-Horst. The 4th given out by Bees pitching. Second received by Chris Carter. That'll bring up Brian Barton, who's 1 for 3. Bees will already be done on the road within their conference with Tucson and Las Vegas after this. Now Rowan-Horst ready, and the first pitch to Barton. Instead, the toss to first, and the runner is back. These still have Tucson coming to town for a 4-game series, Pioneer Day weekend. The 21st or the 24th, 2 fireworks shows this year. Saturday the 22nd and Monday the 24th. Pitch to Barton. Strike on the inside corner at the bell, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. He's trailing 6-4. They've been out hit 9-7. Infield double play depth. Now Rowan-Horst pitch. Instead, the toss to first. Angels website today reporting that Casey Kochman's now doing some light workouts as he's on the mend from viral syndrome. That was a result of his mononucleosis 7 months ago. Right now trying to build his strength back. I'm sure he'll have a lengthy rehab assignment, likely with the Bees. There's a changeup outside at the knees, 1-1 once he's ready to play again. But that still may be a while. One ball, 1 strike. Rowan-Horst pitch. Barton swings and hits it high into the night sky. Shallow center, Darren Erstad in. Now wait for it and makes the catch. 4 out, number 2. So Barton retired. Carter back to first. 2 away for Matt Erickson, who has singled, sacrificed, and hit into a fielder's choice. Dodgers with 2 runs in the ninth beat Colorado 6-5. Russell Martin an RBI double to tie it. Sandy Alomar Jr. a single to provide the game-winning run. Dodgers now take sole possession of first place as the Diamondbacks lost their 7th in a row. Bowen Horace Brady, and the first pitch to Erickson. Swing, a little looper down the left field line. Twisting foul for strike 1. 0-1 the count. 29,000 at Coors Field for that game. Final from Chicago. White Sox scored 6 in the ninth, but still drop a 10-8 decision to the Indians. The 0-1 to Erickson. Third ball, and it's an ease. A strike, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th inning, 6-4 Sidewinders. The 0-2 will come in a moment as Rowan tosses to first. And 2,573 on hand here tonight. Now there goes the runner. The pitch curveball low and outside. 1-2. No play on Carter, who steals his 7th base. And the count on Erickson 1-2. Now a base hit could provide an insurance run. I don't know if Jonathan just lost track or what, but Carter had such a huge jump that Ryan Buddy didn't even bother to make a throw. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Erickson. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that retires the side. First strikeout for Jonathan, just the second for Bees pitching in the ball game. No runs, no hits, a walk, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the 8th. It's Tucson 6, the Bees 4 on ESPN 1230.
Back to throw. There's a red flag. It's going to be, I believe, the Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant.
Classic baseball is back. The Salt Lake Bees. Now students can get a pass to all 72 Bees games this summer for the incredible price of just $25. That's only 35 cents a game. Call 325-BASE to get your student pass today. The Salt Lake Bees. Classic baseball is back.
Hershey's presents the Soul to Soul 2 Tour, starring Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. It's been 6 long years. Now the wait is over. By overwhelming demand, a second show added. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill in the round. A combined over 60 million records sold and 35 #1 singles. Electrifying performances by Tim and Faith in the concert event of the year. 2 superstars, 1 stage. A night you'll never forget. Tickets are on sale now at the Delta Center box office, Ticketmaster. Charge by phone or get them at Ticketmaster.com. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Don't miss Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Presented by Hershey. Produced by AEG Live and Outback Concerts.
More
Right
Salt Lake
Casey
Bees baseball
Dago comes
coming
on
up
the pitch.
on ESPN 1230 AM.
Right-hander Casey Daigle on the pitch now for the Tucson Sidewinders, making his 12th appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with a 4.26 earned run average, 1 out of 3 in save opportunities. He has struck out 12 and walked 6. The PCL batting .327 against Daigle, who blew a save here 2 nights ago, giving up 3 runs in the 9th, 1 in the 9th and 2 in the 10th. But the Bees couldn't hang on as Tucson scored 3 in the bottom of the 10th when Jason Bulger set the table by walking the first 3 batters of the inning. So Daigle on, 3rd appearance against Salt Lake. He'll face Mike Elward, Corey Myers, and Ryan Buddy, the bottom 3rd of the order. Jeff Paginaru, 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts, no walks, allowed the only inherited runner to score. So Elward to lead it off, 1 for 2 with a double and a run batted in. Takes a fastball strike 0-1. Narrowly missed the first home run of the series for the Bees as he hit the ball high off the wall just to the left of the batter's eye in center field. Casey Daigle, 6'5", 248 in his 7th year. The 0-1 pitch chops up the middle, Drew far to his left, flags it down, the high off balance throw over the head of the first baseman Carter and into the dugout, and Stephen Drew will pick up his 3rd error of the game. That'll likely go as an infield single and a throwing error on Stephen Drew. So 3 errors on Drew, who had only committed 8 errors this year at shortstop coming in. That's the 3rd one. Now let's see if the Bees can't take advantage finally. Here's Casey Myers, who sent Scott Hairston to the edge of the track in front of the 388 sign in left center field his last time up. First pitch taking low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. He's trailing by 2 here in the 8th. Daigle ready in the 1-0. Fastball in at the knees, a strike 1-1. When the ball left Elward's bat, it looked like it was going to make it through into center field. Now all of a sudden here comes Drew ranging far to his left. Tried to make the throw on the run, but he was angled going away from first base. It was not a natural throw, and he threw it away. Now the 1-1 pitch to Myers. Fastball strike on the inside corner at the knees, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the pitchers for Tucson have been able to bail their teammates out with some big strikeouts in key situations in this particular stretch. 1-2 the count on Myers. Daigle ready, the pitch. Swinging a high bouncer toward third. Cayaspo's got it. Looks Elward back to second and throws to first for the out. So Myers unable to advance the runner, and that's 1 away. So 1 out, a runner at second for Ryan Buddy, who's 2 for 3. Line to double his last time up down the left field line, being given the green light on 3-0 to drive in a run. So runner at second base, 1 out. Now Daigle's pitch. Breaking ball low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Now the right-hander ready. The 1-0 pitch to Buddy. Strike called on the inside corner at the belt, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Daigle working quickly, comes set, checks the runner Elward at second base. The 1-1 home. Buddy swings, it's a little flare behind second base, caught in short center field by the second baseman Barton for out number 2. Again, the Bees have the leadoff man at second base, nobody out, and 2 outs later, he is still over at second base, and it's up to Eric Ibar, who's 2 for 3. So, runner at second base, 2 out. It's up to Ibar, shortens up, and takes low and outside, ball 1. One ball, no strike the count. Boy, Bees have squandered several opportunities in the last few innings. The 1-0 pitch. Strike on the inside corner at the knees with a breaking ball, 1-1. They had a runner at second base. Nobody out in the 5th. Runner at second base. 1 out in the 7th. Runner at second base. Nobody out here in the 8th. And after scoring 2 runs, they had a runner at second base with 1 out in the 6th. Loaded the bases with 1 out in the 2nd inning and did not score. The 1-1 pitch. Ibar shortens up, pulls the bat back. Did he go after it? No, says the arbiter at third. And the count on Ibar is 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Reggie Willett to next. Now Daigle sets the 2-1 pitch. Ibar takes low, ball 3. 3-1 the count. He's trailing by 2 at 6-4 here in the 8th. Trying to salvage the final game of the series and avoid a sweep. The 3-1 delivery. Ripped towards right, that's in for a base hit. They're going to wave Elward and put the brakes on him as the throw comes all the way through to the plate, but on the throw through, Ibar takes second base. Heads up base running by Ibar as Erickson missed the cutoff man, even though the runner Elward had been held up at third. So now, runners at second and third, 2 out, and a base hit could tie it. And Chip Hale going to make a visit to the mound. That's going to be all for Casey Daigle, a new pitcher coming on for Tucson to face Reggie Willett. We'll tell you all about him after this 1-minute timeout for a pitching change on ESPN 1230.
Strike 3. A no-hitter, a perfect game for Don Larson. Yogi Berra runs out there. He leaps on Larson, and he's swarmed by his teammates. Listen to this crowd roar.
Classic baseball is back. The Salt Lake Bees. Now students can get a pass to all 72 Bees games this summer for the incredible price of just $25. That's only 35 cents a game. Call 325-BASE to get your student pass today. The Salt Lake Bees. Classic baseball is back.
Salt Lake City Credit Union is a guaranteed home run with personalized service and the best rates in town. Salt Lake City Credit Union offers a full menu of financial services, including business services and SBA loans, mortgages, free checking and debit cards, auto loans, and online banking. With 7 locations throughout the valley, they're big enough to provide you with everything you need from a financial institution, and they're small enough to give you the friendly, individualized service you deserve. You owe it to yourself to have an account at Salt Lake City Credit Union, above and beyond every day.
Eligibility and membership required. Federally insured by NCUA.
Now more Salt Lake Bees baseball on ESPN 1230 AM. Here's Steve Klauke.
Lefty Randy Choate comes on for the 32nd time. That leads the PCL in appearances. For Choate, this will be his, again, second appearance of this series in 33 innings. He's given up 28 hits, 11 runs, 9 of them earned. He has struck out 29 and walked just 4. Choate 3-0 with 5 saves and 6 opportunities, an ERA of 2.45, and the PCL batting .228 against Randy Choate. Reggie Willett now will turn around to bat right-handed against Choate. Willett 0 for 3 against the southpaw. Again, he's a much better hitter average-wise from the left side than he is right-handed. I should correct myself. This is Choate's 3rd appearance of this series, his 6th of the season against Salt Lake, and he has given up just about nothing. No runs on 5 hits. In 7 1/3 innings, he has struck out 5, and he has not walked a batter. But a key situation here with Elward at third, Ibar at second. 2 out. A single, though, could tie this game up with Ibar's speed out at second base. So Willett at the plate tonight. He's 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Has to tie it with a base hit here. So we'll work from the windup. The first pitch to Reggie is hot foul. First base side out of play. Strike 1. Again, Casey Daigle on the hook for the 2 runners on base. Elward at third and Ibar at second. No balls, 1 strike. Now Choate ready, the pitch. Strike 2 called on the inside corner at the belt, and now Willett is in the hole, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Elward at third, Ibar, the potential tying run at second. The outfield cheating in, the 0-2. Outside at the knees, a ball, 1-2. And Choate has been lights out against the Bees this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes the pitch. Fastball outside, 2-2 the count. Aaron Erstad would be next. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. He's trailed by 2. Deuces wild. The pitch. Swung on and lifted foul. First base side out of play. Will do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reggie Willett battling Randy Choate here with the ball game potentially on the line. 2 years ago, Choate allowed only 74% of inherited runners to score in the National League. The 2-2, high with a fastball, and the count full at 3-2. So Willett, patient at the plate, fills the count after falling behind. 2 strikes. Elward at third, Ibar at second. The line by Choate, the payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And the batter will be Darren Erstad, who's 0 for 4 on the night and 2 for 29 in his rehab assignment. So now the bases loaded, 2 out for the Bees here in the 8th. Elward at third, Ibar the potential tying run at second, Reggie Willett the potential go-ahead run at first base. Aaron Erstad with only 2 hits, an infield single in Fresno and a line drive single to left here the other night. Lefty against lefty, the pitch, curveball outside at the knees, ball 1. 1-0 the count with Howie Kendrick due next. Outfield, straight away and in. Trying to cut off that tying run. The 1-0 pitch, big swing by Erstad and a foul. Back into the screen, and that evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan Harper with a quick word for the base runner Elward at third. Right-hander Tony Pena throwing in the Tucson bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Erstad. Choate winds the pitch. Strike 2 called. A curveball in the outside corner at the knees. 1-2 the count. He's trying to come back here in the 8th. Now the 1-2 pitch, curveball to the dirt. Good stop by Brito, hitting his glove out there to keep that one from skipping by and making it a 6-5 game. Two balls, 2 strikes. Choate walking around the backside of the hill. Now climbing to the top. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. The Bees down by 2 here in the 8th. Choate winds the pitch. Line to the center field. A bouncing ball. Base hit. In to score Elward. Ibar right behind him. The throw to third. Not in time. The ball gets away. On to second base goes Erstad. It's a 2-run single for Darren. And we're all tied at 6-6. Darren Erstad with a bounding ball through the middle. And it got through. And 2-run score. We're all even at 6-6. And now Howie Kendrick will be the batter as Erstad picks up his second and third runs batted in. He'll take second on the throw as well. So now we're all tied up with a go-ahead run 90 feet away. And now here's Howie Kendrick, who's 1 for 4 and has struck out twice, but they're not going to let him do any damage as they're going to intentionally walk Howie Kendrick. It'll be Kendrick first, the intentional walk of the season. So the bases will reload, and the batter will be Nick Gorneau. Gorneau doubled in the second, drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the third to once again retie Nelson Cruz of Nashville for the league lead in runs batted in. Again, they each have 47. Scott Hairston has an RBI today. He has 47, so it's a 3-way tie. Jeff Baker of Colorado Springs drove in a run today. He has 45. So here's Nick Gorneau, and he's not going to face the lefty Choate. So the wheels are turning as the Sidewinders will use their third different pitcher of the 8th inning. So now right-hander Tony Pena will come on to pitch. We'll tell you all about him after this 1-minute timeout for a pitching change on ESPN 1230.
Well, it's Hall of Fame stuff. You know, you come, all those guys you saw in the All-Star game, you wonder what happened to them, you come to the Hall of Fame, there they are. It's a meeting place, a gathering place.
Relive your fondest memories of Lou Brock and see his Hall of Fame plaque at the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. For information, visit baseballhalloffame.org or call 888-HALL of Fame. Preserving history, honoring excellence, connecting generations. The Baseball Hall of Fame.
Strike three! A no-hitter, a perfect game for Don Larson. Yogi Berra runs out there. He leaps on Larson, and he's swarmed by his teammates. Listen to this crowd roar.
Classic baseball is back. The Salt Lake Bees. Now students can get a pass to all 72 Bees games this summer for the incredible price of just $25. That's only 35 cents a game. Call 325-BASE to get your student pass today. The Salt Lake Bees. Classic baseball is back.
Now back to more Salt Lake Bees baseball with Steve Klauke on ESPN 1230 AM.
All right, Tony Pena on for the 9th time since joining the Sidewinders in 8 2/3 innings. He's given up 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's 1-1 with a 3.12 earned run average. The PCL batting .206 against Tony Pena, who picked up the win here after throwing a scoreless 9th inning on Thursday to have the Sidewinders score 2 in the bottom of the frame. Pitched the scoreless inning last night as well. He'll inherit the bases loaded with 2 out in what is now a tie game at 6-6. Nick Gorneau will be the batter. He is 0 for 1 against Pena in this series, the only time he's faced him. The Bees will have Reggie Willits at third as the go-ahead run. Darren Erstad at second. He just tied the game with a 2-run single. And Howie Kendrick, who just received an intentional walk, is over at first base. So now here's Nick Gorneau. Faced Pena last night in the 9th inning and bounced out to the shortstop, Stephen Drew, who opened the door in this inning with his throwing error. Although the runs are earned. So 2 outs, bases loaded, and a tie game. Bees looking to take their first lead of the night if Gorneau comes up with a big 2-out base hit. Pena ready, and the pitch to Gorneau. Into the dirt. Good stop by Brito, sliding across to his right. Ball 1. Pena has thrown 1 wild pitch this year since joining the team after making 17 appearances at AA Tennessee, where he was 2-0 with 6 saves and a 0.89 earned run average. 1 ball, no strikes. Now Pena's pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's trying to come back in this one, but we're only in the 8th. Time called as the ball gets away from the Bees bullpen in right field. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Nick Gorneau. Willits at third, Erstad at second, Kendrick at first. The infield back, the outfield shaded towards right, with Hairston shallow in left field. A 1-1 to Gorneau. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Now the right-hander ready. Gorneau digging himself a foothold in the batter's box. Staring in, Pena ready. The 1-2 pitch to Gorneau. On its way. Swung on and popped up. Shallow left, drew out, Hairston in, Hairston with the call, and the catch to retire the side. But the Bees tie it up with 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, but they leave the bases loaded for the second time in this game. We go to the bottom of the 8th, Bees 6, Tucson 6, on ESPN 1230.
When it's time for your next set of tires, do you want the tire with the best warranty in the business? Then you should head to Big O Tires. When it's time for your next pair of Bees baseball game tickets, do you want free tickets and a chance to win $50,000? Then get to Big O Tires for an entry form and details. No purchase necessary. Big O Tires, Utah's #1 tire store.
A reputation you can ride on Big O Tires.
Next.
Hi, I'd like 3 pounds of fresh salmon, and can you cut me a couple of T-bone steaks about 2 inches thick?
Yes, ma'am. Say, anyone ever tell you you look like Patricia Heaton?
Thank you. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Hey, can we marinate your steaks while you shop and suggest a recipe for the salmon?
Ooh, you had me at marinade. Thanks.
Oh, now I know who you are.
Hi, I'm...
the driver of my kid's school bus.
That's me.
Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Oh, hi, Miss Heaton. Need help selecting produce?
Do you have any good cooking ideas for mushrooms and tomatoes?
How about pan-seared portobellos and roasted romas?
That sounds good.
Of course, you could saute shiitakes and serene tomatoes, or braise the buttons and bake some beefsteak.
No more calls. We have a winner. You know your stuff.
I try. We do carry over 300 different kinds of fruits and vegetables.
You've been very helpful. How are you with auditions?
For quality and selection, Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Now let's go back to the ballpark for more Salt Lake Bees baseball. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the new pitcher for the Bees will be right-hander Marcus Gwynn, making his 22nd appearance of the year. In 27 1/3 innings, he's given up 28 hits, 20 runs, 16 of them earned. He has struck out 25 and walked 14. Gwynn, no decisions, and a 5.27 earned run average. The VCL batting .255 against Marcus. Gwynn making his second appearance of the series. He worked 2 scoreless innings here on Friday night. He'll face Juan Brito, Alberto Callaspo, and Stephen Drew here in the 8th inning. Juan Brito takes high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Brito doubled and scored in the 6th. There's a swing and a high pop-up. Right side of the infield coming down from first. Mike Elwood is there, straddling the line. Makes the catch on the fair side of the stripe for out number 1. Jonathan Rauenhorst went an inning and 2/3, gave up 1 hit, no runs, walked 1, and struck out a batter. Here's Alberto Callaspo, who's 1 for 3, including an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. So 1 out, base is empty. Callaspo batting left-handed against the right-hander Gwynn. And he lines this one to right field, but back for it, Corneau reaches up over his 6'4" frame and makes the catch for out number 2. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Gwynn here in the 8th. That'll bring up Stephen Drew, who's 0 for 4 and had a miserable night in the field with 3 errors. Only 1 of the 3 runs errors involved in a run, and the run would have scored anyway. So 2 outs, nobody on base as Marcus Gwynn delivers. Strike, a fastball in the outside corner at the belt, 0-1 for the Bees in the 9th. It'll be Mathis, Elward, and Myers, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, due up. Gwynn ready, the 1-strike pitch to Drew. Swinging a ground ball, diving stop at first by Elward, gets up the underhand lead to Gwynn, just in time for the out. And that retires the side. Nice play by Elward, diving to his right. 3 up, 3 down go the Sidewinders. Another 1-2-3 inning brought to you by Keith Barton and Associates. It's just that easy. We go to the 9th. B6, Tucson 6 on ESPN 1230.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls, or the ham and Swiss bowls, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass, we know how much you count on your vehicle. So when it needs repairs, body work, or a new windshield, where should you take it? Go to America's most recommended name in damaged vehicle repair. That's right. In an independent nationwide customer satisfaction survey, Abra Auto Body and Glass was the company most recommended to family and friends for quality of work, customer communication, and overall service. Why? Maybe it's our commitment to safety. Abra spends more to train our technicians than anyone else in the industry, and every repair meets our strict safety standards. Maybe it's our lifetime warranty that backs up all those repairs. Or that Abra works with over 500 insurance companies nationwide to make your claims process a snap. Whatever the reason, Abra Auto Body and Glass is proud to be so highly regarded. Auto Body Repair of America. Abra, America's most recommended. Call 1-888-USA-ABRA to schedule an appointment.
More Salt Lake Bees baseball coming up on ESPN 1230 AM.
All right, we go to the ninth inning. The Bees and the Sidewinders tied at 6. Jeff Mathis, Mike Elward, and Corey Myers to face right-hander Tony Pena, the fifth pitcher employed by manager Chip Hale in this game, one of 3 that worked the 8th inning, as he got Nick Gorneau to fly out to shallow left with the bases loaded and 2 out. Here's Jeff Mathis, the only batter in the lineup not to hit in the 8th inning. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of walks and a run scored. Facing Pena, Mathis 0 for 1 against the young right-hander. First pitch on the way, and Mathis takes a fastball right down the middle, strike 1. Pena, just 24 years old, out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. 1 strike the count. Outfield straight away, the infield back. Callaspo guarding the line at third, the 0-1. Mathis swings and he pops it up. In back of second base in short center field, calling for it Brian Barton, the second baseman, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Mathis retired, 1 away. That'll bring up Mike Elward, who's 2 for 3 with a couple of hits, couple of runs, 1 run batted in. In the bottom of the ninth, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters will be due up for Tucson. Elward last inning led off the frame, hitting that chopper, went for a base hit as well as the throwing error by Drew. Al Pena's pitch. Curveball strike on the outside corner at the knees, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. 6-6 ball game. Bees have out hit Tucson 10-9. Al Pena ready, the pitch. Swung on and lifted down the right field line towards the corner. Erickson on the run, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Well, so far, Tony Pena in this series has retired all 9 batters he's faced. So 2 outs for Corey Myers, who's 0 for 4. Bounced out to Callaspo at third, his last time up. That's now a final from Dallas. The Mavericks defeat the Heat 99-85 to take a 2-0 lead in that series. Game 3 in Miami on Tuesday. First pitch to Myers on the way. Fastball low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Outfield shaded towards right for Myers. Now Pena ready, the 1-0. Myers swings and hits it in the air towards right center field. Young is converging out along with Erickson, and it's Chris Young with a running catch to retire the side. The Bees up and down in order. Here in the top half, we go to the bottom of the ninth. It's the Bees 6, Tucson 6 on ESPN 1230.
Dreaming of owning your own home? Cypress Credit Union would like to make your dream a reality with fantastic rates on low-fee construction and mortgage loans. Visit cypresscu.com or speak to a mortgage specialist at 260-7600. We'll help you determine your home buying tower and the loan that best fits your needs. Mention this ad and we'll waive the $175 processing fee when you get your mortgage.
Cypress Credit Union. Your future is our future.
Equal housing lender.
Hi, evening news? Is the anchorman there? The guy who reads the 6 o'clock news. Yeah, the blonde guy. Well, I need him to mention that I'm looking for a home. Yep, a new home. Well, that way, anyone selling in the area can call me, and we can work out a viewing around my schedule. Yeah, oh, and I'm only available Sunday between 2 and 4. You haven't mentioned that, would you? Thanks.
You don't need to make an announcement when you're looking for a home to buy. Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage makes it easy to find open houses in a range of styles and prices, including new construction, giving you every advantage in finding a home. You can access information about our open houses on our website. And the more homes you view, the more likely you are to find the one that's absolutely perfect for you. If you're already searching for a home, thinking about buying, or just interested in the local real estate market, go to utahhomes.com today.
No, I'm holding for the Anchorman.
To find the open houses you want to see this weekend, visit utahhomes.com. Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage is owned and operated by NRT Incorporated.
Now more Salt Lake Bees baseball on ESPN 1230 AM. Here's Steve Klauke.
All right, we go to the bottom of the ninth. It's a tie game. Marcus Quinn to face Carlos Quentin, Scott Hairston, and Chris Young, the meat of the order for the Tucson Sidewinders in a tie ball game. Sidewinders have already won 2 games in their final at bat in this series. 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth on Thursday to win 5-4. 3 runs in the bottom of the 10th on Friday to win 8-7. Here it's 6-6 going into the bottom of the ninth. Marcus Quinn beginning his second inning of relief. Carlos Quentin 2 for 3, makes that 2 for 4 with a triple, a double, a run scored, and a run batted in. So Marcus Quinn ready to face Carlos Quentin. Outfield deep and around towards left for the right-handed batter. Former first-round draft pick of the Diamondbacks out of Stanford. That was in 2003. First pitch on the way. Slider low, ball 1. 1-0 the count on Quentin. Quinn retired the side in order on just 4 pitches in the 8th. A 1-ball pitch. A little bit low, ball 2. The Sidewinders showing a little more patience here. 2 balls, no strikes on Quentin, who steps out of the batter's box momentarily. Two balls, no strikes. Scott Hairston on deck as Marcus Quinn delivers the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a foul coming back our way, up over our heads. 2-1 the count on Carlos Quentin. Quentin tripled in the first. Hit an inning-ending fielder's choice in the second. Reached on an error and scored in the 5th. Doubled in a run in the 6th. Here's a swing and a ground ball to short. Ibar on the 3rd. Hop has it. The throw across on target and in time for out number 1. So Quentin retired. 1 away. That'll bring up Scott Hairston. Hairston 1 for 3 with a double, a run batted in, and a run scored. So 1 out here in the 9th inning. Hairston again missed the last month and a half of the 2005 season when he dislocated his left shoulder when hit by a pitch at Sacramento. 1 out, faces empty for Tucson here in the 9th. Quinn ready, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He had a rip at that one, but couldn't catch on the breaking ball. A strike. 0-1 the count. Quinn, the 3rd pitcher employed by manager Brian Harper. No balls, 1 strike. Quinn ready from the stretch, the pitch. Fastball low, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. If we go to extra innings, the Bees would have the 9-1 and 2 hitters due up in the 10th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Quinn ready with a 1-1 pitch to Hairston. High and inside as Hairston ducks out of the way of a pitch that flipped out of the hands of Marcus Quinn. The count's 2-1. That'll happen to Marcus on occasion. 2 times it's gone all the way back to the screen. 2-1 the count on Hairston as he falls behind the Tucson hitter for the 2nd time in a row. 2-1 pitch on the way. Big swing comes up empty again. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Chris Young, the center fielder, due next. Infield back again, the outfield deep and around towards left. There's a right-hander up in the Tucson bullpen. The Bees bullpen is quiet. The 2-2 to Hairston. Breaking ball low, and that fills the count at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth at a tie game at 6-6. Bees have had ample opportunity to score more than the 6th, and they've been unable to cash in. 3-2 payoff pitch to Hairston. Swinging a ground ball back at third. Backhanded by Myers. The long throw to first won't be in time. Good effort by Myers. That kept Hairston from getting a double out of it, but Hairston's aboard on an infield single. His second hit of the ball game, and the batter will be Chris Young. Young 1 for 4 with a triple and a run batted in. He's also scored a run. Hairston, only 1 stolen base this year, only 3 last year, so he's probably not a stolen base threat. But obviously Ryan Buddy has to be alert, particularly with Marcus's slider that is in the dirt. Got to make sure he keeps it at home plate, keep that runner out of scoring position at first base. Now Gwynn ready, and the pitch to Chris Young. Fastball in at the knees, a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, the infield double play depth. These have turned 1 tonight, their 70th of the year. No balls, 1 strike to the right-hand batter. Now Gwynn ready, the 0-1 pitch. Pitch out, but Hairston wasn't going, and the count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hairston holding that bat up behind his right ear. Gwynn ready. From the stretch, the 1-1. Swinging a high chopper off his front foot foul, and the count's 1-2. And this is the only game still going in either the PCL or the major leagues. Everything else is done for the day. He's back at home tomorrow. Again, Bartolo Colon makes the start, the 2005 Cy Young Award winner. Scheduled to throw 90 to 100 pitches. The box office at Franklin Covey Field opens tomorrow morning at 8:30. Well, make sure you're there and pick up tickets to see Bartolo Colon pitch tomorrow. 1-2 pitch to Young. Swing and a miss to the slider. He struck him out. First strikeout for Gwynn, the 3rd for Bees pitching in the ball game. So 2 outs for Chris Carter. Carter has walked twice, singled and flied to left field. Drove in a run and scored a run. So here's Carter with the potential winning run at first and 2 outs. Hairston at first base. 2 out. Now Gwynn ready. And the pitch to Carter. Low ball 1. 1-0 on the left-handed batter with Brian Barton due next. Carter 0 for 2 against Gwynn this year. But he has been on a roll as of late. One of the hottest hitters in this Tucson batting order. 1 ball, no strikes. Now Gwynn's pitch. Low ball 2. 2-0 the count as again Carter lays off the slider. 2 balls, no strikes. Potential winning run at first. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth, the 6-6 game. Now Gwynn from the belt ready, the 2-0 to Carter. Fastball strike on the inside corner at the knees, 2-1. 2,573, the announce paid attendance here tonight. Almost 10,000 here on Friday night. Now the 2-1 pitch to Carter. From Gwynn. Change up high and outside, it's 3-1. Well, 3-1, a good hitter's count. It's also a good running count. So let's see if Chip Hale with his signs is telling Scott Hairston to make a move at first base here on this pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike. Win ready. The right-hander set. And the 3-1 pitch. He doesn't go, and the pitch misses low, ball 4. Third time that Chris Carter has been walked in the ball game, and now that pushes the potential winning run into scoring position. 2 outs, and the batter will be Brian Barden, who's 1 for 4. Fly to center field his last time up. Barden 0 for 2 against Gwynn this year. So here is Barden. The outfield probably needs to cheat in just a little bit to have a shot at Hairston at the plate on a base hit to the outfield. Gwynn trying to get out of the inning and force extra innings. Tucson trying to win their 3rd game of this series in their last at-bat. Gwynn ready, and the first pitch to Barden. Swung on and sliced down the right field line, but twisting foul. Back into the seat, strike 1. Gorno faded towards right center. A lot of room between Nick and that right field line. 0-1 the count on Barden. Hairston back to second and Carter to first. No balls, 1 strike. A 6-6 ball game. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. 1 strike on Brian Barden. Marcus Gwynn ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Ibar flags it down, and that's going to keep the runners at third base. What a play by Ibar. It's a base hit for Barden, but by Ibar going far to his left and getting to that ball in center field, he keeps Hairston from scoring the winning run. He had to stop at third on the play, so now the bases are loaded with 2 out, and the game on the line here with Matt Erickson, who is 0 for 1 with a walk against Gwynn. So, for all intents and purposes, 2 infield singles and a walk have loaded the bases. So now the winning run 90 feet away for the Sidewinders. Erickson waving that bat out over the plate. Game on the line with this at bat. Marcus Gwynn ready to pitch. And it's a little bit low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Outfield around towards left. Not playing Erickson to pull. 1 ball, no strike. Gwynn steps off. Al back on the rubber, looks in, gets his sign from Ryan Buddy. Now Gwynn again steps off. Marcus hasn't been in a whole lot of these situations. He's been the setup man before. But the game is on the line right here. The 1-ball pitch to Erickson. Started after it, held up, snap throw to third, and Myers was off the bag. And fortunate to get to that throw, Ryan Buddy almost ended the game with a throw down the left field line. But now the count is 2-0, and Eric Ibar in to have a word with Marcus Gwynn. 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan Buddy trying to catch Scott Hairston napping, almost caught Corey Myers napping. Wow. 2 balls, no strikes. Gwynn's got to come in here. No place to put him. The base is loaded, 2 out here in the bottom of the 9th. The 2-0 pitch. Low ball 3, and we're 1 pitch away from the ball game being over. 3-0 the count. Marcus has a lot of movement on his pitches. Erickson will probably leave the bat on his shoulder for the next 2 pitches. 3-0 delivery. Ball 4. Where was that one? Marcus Gwynn standing on the mound, hands on hips, as that one was called high, and the ball game is over. So the ball game over, and Tucson wins it in their last at-bat. 1 run, 2 hits, 3 left. Final score, Tucson 7, the Bees 6. Back with the 10th inning show on ESPN 1230.
The game is over, and the fans are headed home. Stay tuned. The 10th inning show is coming up next. You've been listening to Salt Lake Bees Baseball on your home for the Salt Lake Bees. ESPN 1230 AM.
Med1 Medical. Med1 Medical.
Are you using the same smelly mask and tubing that you got when you started? Masks and tubing should be replaced regularly. You won't believe how much nicer it is to breathe in a new mask. It's healthier, too. Call Med1 today at 800-248-5882. With a new mask, you'll have fewer colds and sore throats. Do you snore when you're wearing your CPAP? If your CPAP is working as it should, you should never snore when you have the CPAP machine on. An old, worn-out mask causes leaks and will not allow your CPAP machine to operate at the correct pressure. Schedule an appointment to visit our sleep laboratory and bring your CPAP machine, and we'll do a free pressure check and give you a free CPAP tube. Sign up for our Sleep Smart Gold maintenance program, and your first mask is free. Call 800-248-5882.
Med1 Medical. Med1 Medical.
Next.
Hi, I'd like 3 pounds of fresh salmon, and can you cut me a couple of T-bone steaks about 2 inches thick?
Yes, ma'am. Say, anyone ever tell you you look like Patricia Heaton?
Oh, thank you. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Hey, can we marinate your steaks while you shop and suggest a recipe for the salmon?
Ooh, you had me at marinade. Thanks.
Oh, now I know who you are.
Hi, I'm...
the driver of my kid's school bus.
That's me.
Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Oh, hi, Miss Heaton. Need help selecting produce?
Do you have any good cooking ideas for mushrooms and tomatoes?
How about pan-seared portobellos and roasted romas?
That sounds good.
Of course, you could saute shiitakes and serene tomatoes, or braise the buttons and bake some beefsteak.
No more calls. We have a winner. You know your stuff.
I try. We do carry over 300 different kinds of fruits and vegetables.
You've been very helpful. How are you with auditions?
For quality and selection, Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Welcome to the 10th Inning Show, a complete recap of today's game, as well as a look at other games around the major leagues and the Pacific Coast League. Once again, let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
Well, a tough one again for the Bees as Tucson, for the 3rd time in this series, wins in their final at-bat. Marcus Quinn still wondering why that 3-0 pitch wasn't called a strike. It looked like it was right down the middle. But I guess the replacement umpire wanted to get out in a hurry, as this was his last game, and he wanted to make his mark on it. Here are the final totals for Tucson: 7 runs on 11 hits, 3 errors, and 8 runners left on base. For the Bees, 6 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors, and they left 11 on base. The winning pitcher, Tony Pena, now 2-1. Marcus Quinn, the loser, 0-1. Don't have a time of game, 2,573. The paid attendance, the Bees had several opportunities to score more than the 6 runs, but they were unable to cash in twice, leaving the bases loaded in this game. And the Bees, for the first time, get swept in a series, and for the first time this year, have lost 4 in a row as their record drops to 34 and 28, but they maintain a 2.5-game lead over Portland in the division as the Beavers lose in Sacramento by a score of 2-1. The Sidewinders, with the best record in the PCL, now 39-25, and that levels the season series between the Sidewinders and the Bees at 6 wins apiece. So another tough loss for the Bees as they limp home with their first losing road trip of the year, 3-5, after taking 3 out of 4 from Fresno to open up the trip. Time now for our Mountains West Ranches defensive play of the game, and it came in the 3rd inning. A great effort by Reggie Willits in left field. The left-handed batter awaits, and the pitch is sliced down the left field line. A long run for Willits, dives, and makes the backhanded grab to take extra bases away from Chris Carter with a fine diving backhanded grab down the line in left field.
My element.
And so that is a Mountains West Ranches defensive play of the game between Moon Lake Starvation and Strawberry Reservoirs. Mountains West Ranches Recreational Properties offers great parcels of land at reasonable pricing. It's a place to escape the rat race of the city and enjoy sheer peace, quiet, rest, relaxation, and spectacular views. Call 1-877-894-5658 or check out www.mwranches.com. We'll be back with the out-of-town Abra scoreboard next on ESPN 1230.
Introducing Papa John's new Sizzling Fajita Pizza with onions and peppers, a new Southwestern pizza sauce. Choose marinated steak or grilled chicken for only $11.99. A large Sizzling Fajita Pizza, just $11.99. Call now or order online at papajohns.com. Play 100 Sizzling Days of Summer at papajohns.com for a chance to win a Chrysler Crossfire. See store or website for details. Limited delivery area charges may apply.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Mountains West Ranches Recreational Properties has beautiful recreational and cabin properties conveniently located by Starvation Reservoir. They offer 5, 10, 20, 40, and 80-acre or larger parcels at reasonable pricing with guaranteed access and simple, easy owner, low-down, low monthly financing. There's an abundance of wildlife, including deer and elk, that roam the property year-round. There are endless ATV trails, snowmobiling, hiking, boating, camping, fishing, horseback riding, spectacular views, and so much more. But most of all, you'll escape the rat race of the city and enjoy sheer peace, quiet, rest, and relaxation. Call us to schedule your appointment, 1-877-894-5658, or check our website at mwranches.com. Mountains West Ranches, where the air is clean, the skies are blue, the water is clear, and the magnificent views are waiting there for you to enjoy.
You already know that R.C. Willey is the place to shop for quality home furnishings, but you may not know that R.C. Willey also works hard to provide solutions for you in your home. With same-day delivery, there's no need to wait. R.C. Willey's professional sales associates will answer your questions and help you find exactly what you need. In-store financing means you deal directly with us. By providing an incredible selection of merchandise, it's easy to find your individual taste and style. Find your solutions today at R.C. Willey. One place, so many possibilities.
Now back to more Salt Lake Bees baseball with Steve Klauke on ESPN 1230 AM.
All right, welcome back. Time now for our final Abra scoreboard of the night. We'll start in the Pacific Coast League, where Round Rock was a winner at Iowa today by a final score of 6-5. Oklahoma rallied with 3 runs in the ninth to win at Omaha 4-2. Fresno topped Colorado Springs 6-2 over on the Front Range. In Las Vegas, the 51s fall to Tacoma 8-1. Sacramento got a run in the 7th to defeat Portland today 2-1. New Orleans scored 5 in the bottom of the ninth, but it wasn't enough as Nashville defeats the Zephyrs 7-5. At Albuquerque, Memphis defeated the Isotopes 2-1. In Major League play in Chicago in the American League, the White Sox scored 6 in the bottom of the ninth, but that wasn't enough. At Cleveland was a winner 10-8. In the first of a doubleheader, David Ortiz hit a 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth to beat Texas 5-4. Red Sox, though, dropped the nightcap 13-6. At New York, Oakland defeats the Yankees 6-5 for their first 3-game series sweep at New York since 1994. Detroit down Toronto 10-5. It was Minnesota shutting out Baltimore 4-0.